I see you, Kados. Good one. Good one. We'll have to do it sometime. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Banano Mid Elo Division Grand Final between Jabari and Verstoert here. Going to be quite a bit of fun this evening, and got Ark on the line with me here. He'll be co-casting this evening.
Hey
Welcome, sir.
guys, yeah, it's my pleasure to be here. I'll be co-casting about 2 to 3 games due to time zone differences, but I'm pretty sure these are going to be some really good games, and we'll enjoy them.
Couldn't agree more. I have for you the Civ draft, the map information on the screen, and boy, do we have a mess in front of us of games, guys. Best of 7 grand final. Arabia in the center of your screen there, that's always game 1. And then we have Nomad, Arena, and Cove for Jabari, his home maps. Verstoert will have Banana Grounds, Monkey Lanes, and Banana. So lots of interesting maps. And as you guys can see, all the civs here. I'll read them off real quick for you in case you're just listening. Verstoert will have Spanish, Italians, Byzantines, Persians, Berbers, Franks, Teutons, and the Koreans. And then Jabari will have Turks, Bohemians, Portuguese, Britons, Poles, Cumans, Vietnamese, and Indians. A lot of civs, no bans. You guys know how this works by now, I'm sure. And we have best of 7 for you guys. Looking forward to it. Excited. It's been a long road. These guys have come through so many people to get here. Looking forward to seeing how it works out. So, Ark, shall we get started?
Yep, let's go.
Alright, guys, let me change my scene real quick for you. And we'll be in. I'm at 5 seconds. You ready, Ark?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, Arabia, game 1. Persians for Verstoert. He'll be in yellow for us here. And Jabari in the gray with the Bohemians, a strat he's done every single round. Ark, what do you think of these civilizations?
We've seen Jabari play Bohemians quite a bit, so his strategy should be no mystery to us. I do like Persians because they have a pretty strong eco bonus, so he will probably pull ahead in the build count. Other than that, I'm looking at the maps right now, and it's a very open gen. If
Yeah.
you look at Yellow's map, he's got a back gold, so that's going to be easy to defend. Other than that, both stones are forward, so he'll have a hard time getting to those if Jabari presses on.
Yeah, I mean, this Arabia has been giving us quite the interesting generations, and more along the lines of like an older Arabia, more around like the Hidden Cup 2 time. All these hills towards the map and the spread out res makes it for a very interesting thing here, especially for Jabari, who has enjoyed stonewalling quite frequently here. Persians do get that additional bonus against archers too. Their knights get +2 against archers, so that could help out him against Jabari, who has gone for this strat so many times now. It's not even funny.
Right now, we can see on the left side, Jabari is coming in with his monkey. He might be trying to lame or to kill a few villagers, or he might just be scouting. He's backed for now.
Yeah, I mean, Jabari has been very, very aggressive with the monkey, so I would imagine we're going to see him try to snipe a villager, or 2 even. But Verstoert looks like he may be prepared for this. We'll be quick walling in the wood line.
Yeah, he probably saw it coming, having played this map with the monkey for quite a few games. Can the monkey kill a lone villager in a 1v1 fight?
It can, for sure. The monkey
Yeah,
is
so it's very
really,
dangerous.
really good against melee, not so much against archer, which Jabari will actually lose it No reward for Jabari here, and not a whole lot of scouting for him either.
He's gonna
R.I.P.
be
says.
playing. Yeah, he's gonna be playing blind now, so he will not be able to tell what B is going for.
Yeah, not going to be too great for him. And we're going to check out, see what he saw for scouting. He saw the 2 golds here, and that is it, actually. So this open map for Verstoert, Jabari won't know about until he gets some more units forward. Jabari already committing heavily to the wall here.
He did meal the deer instead of the berries. I don't know if that's a regular thing in his build. It might throw his timing off a bit if he's not careful about it.
Yeah, I don't think he's done that before, to be honest. So we'll see if this works out for him or not. The monkey for Verstoert is coming forward. These vills do have loom, but there is one villager here. I think he'll probably get away with that one, though. Yeah, Kados, the mill is kind of awkward. Feels like it may have been even a misclick, potentially. Maybe he meant to build a house or something there. Don't know.
Same with the lumber camp that he's placing right now. It's not in the right position, and that efficiency will cost him in the long run. It should have been tucked inside that hole that you can see there.
Yeah, I agree. Jabari looking to have a very rough start here. I mean, sending a whole lot of vills out to wood as he's been just taking stragglers for the beginning of this, and he looks like he is going to try a big wall up across the front of his base here. We have seen this before. We'll see if he can make it work here today, but right now, I would say that Verstoert's having a little bit of an easier time.
Yellow's getting ready to click the fetal age. He's got the food, he's got it queued, and he's trying to pick off a bill at the berries.
Yep, he will at least save that monkey, though. Won't go down to the TC, so he will still be able to scout around. And it looks like you have a fan in chat, Ark. Verstoert going on to gold already, so thinking this is a Persian archer's play?
Most definitely. Otherwise, I see no reason for him to go 4 on gold so early. Now, either he goes 2 ranges or 1 range and the blacksmith. I don't know what he'll go for just yet.
Yeah, and now we actually have a mill forward here as well. He'll be milling the front of the berries, the space in between even. Not very efficient, especially when we get to that second row there. But I think Jabari's kind of using this on purpose to have that wall up really quickly. Feels very strange.
It's a bit stronger than it has right now because it has more armor and a bit more HP. But other than that, I don't see it working in the long run.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. We'll see how this works for Jabari too, because both of his wood lines, both the ones, well, all 3 of them really, are going to be quite decently rangeable.
Yeah.
And we do have the double range play here for Verstoert. So, he changes his mind. Range blacksmith coming down. Ark, they're asking who you are. So, Ark, you're a high-level player. What about is your highest elo, you say?
My highest elo so far has been 17 plus, around 1710. I was mostly on Nomad, so in Arabia I'm mostly around 16 plus elo. Depends on the saves and the matchup. I've been playing for about 5 years, on and off, and that's about it. That's a quick, short summary.
No, fair enough indeed. We've played a few team games together as well over the years during this your tenure in the Discord, and it's great to have you along for the ride this evening.
Yeah, it's good to be here. B's going for a meal as well. He's going to meal the deer with about 5 villagers. I do worry about his lumber camp. He has 12 villagers in one lumber camp. That's not gonna be pretty in the long run. He should be investing in another one and trying to think about efficiency when it comes to the villagers. He's taking the villagers off gold. I don't know if that's a misclick or not.
Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna try to farm here. And honestly, if he's paid attention to what Jabari's been doing, he should know that stone walls are likely coming up already. And he's not really gonna benefit too much from having much military on the field. So honestly, I really like that he's shifted these villagers to farming economy. I think it's really gonna help him get up to the next stage a little faster. And going up faster against Jabari's stone walls, it's not as if you're gonna get in anyways. Or very unlikely.
I mean, if you assume your opponent is going for that stone wall strategy, you might as well try to fast castle if you can get away with it.
That's true.
Especially considering that Jabari had no scout and he knows where all the resources are. So
yeah, no,
that's what I would have liked to see.
Very, very true indeed. I mean, he will have to work this into a faster uptime, but Jabari does like to play this with double archery range, so he could outnumber and outmass and actually be able to pressure. I think we are going to see some double walling the back here for Verstoert, so maybe he's just going to try to wall up as best he can and defend for the time being and move into Castle Age. Jabari has 14 villagers on one lumber camp as well, so both players with the one lumber camp strategy here.
Jabari was actually missing a cheap. It's just coming in through the gate. So that might have hurt him quite a bit in the early game.
Yeah. Looks like Jabari already has 8 archers on the field, and we are going to see a skirm switch behind this for Verstoert, who is getting pretty close to clicking up. I think it won't be very long, and he will actually be up on his own here. Looks like he'll probably be able to defend from this for the time being. Obviously, the archers still have to make it all the way across the map. Does have decent numbers built up and fletching already, same as Jabari.
He has a lot of archers, but they were sitting at his base, so there's no real pressure being applied on yellow. He is about to click to Castle Age. He just force dropped, so he will be ahead by quite a few minutes. Jabari is nowhere near close to clicking up. He's at 60 foot right now, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and I mean, with that being the case, I mean, as long as he doesn't sustain a whole lot of damage here, should be just fine. And honestly, he could just drop a building here and block this up, and it would be just fine for himself. Like he will just run away and head to a separate wood line, though, and defend with his military. He will have +1 defense coming in here. It looks like he'll have going to be 5 skirmishers, 3 archers to defend against 9 archers. But with that additional defensive upgrade, I don't think it will be too terrible for him.
I'd say he's in a pretty good position. He just needs to keep his skirmisher production up to keep him away until he can get up, and maybe he'll go knights, try to all in 1 TC, or he'll go the eco approach. We'll have to see.
Jabari abusing the market here. He'll be clicking up a lot sooner than expected with the res he had a few minutes ago, but nonetheless has clicked just as Verstoert arrives. Persians do not get Bracer, but otherwise, I mean, they do get full defensive upgrades for their skirm archer line, and trash bows could become something, but against what I anticipate will be a massive arbalest force, that probably won't on the cards here for Verstoert. Like we're going to have stable added, no surprise there. Verstoert does not have enough wood then to add a town center, so it looks like he'll be playing 1 TC for the time being.
He'll probably upgrade his skirmishers as soon as he can afford it, and he'll probably go knight skirmishers as far as I can tell. He's getting the second armor upgrade, so it's going to be one of his main units.
Would make sense too, against what everything we've seen from Jabari. He's been just full archers. hasn't really had many people contest this build all that well, so see how this works out for him. More skirmishers will be coming across the map, but as of right now, only one range, one stable production for Verstoert. So his numbers will be lower whenever he does take a fight. Granted, it is a counter unit, but Jabari is likely going to grab a university and ballistics quickly as he can. What do you think about this Bohemian play from Jabari here? Do you like this kind of play here?
It's a bit risky because if you know it's coming, you can stop it. Especially considering how strong the monkey is early on. You could have gone for a drush for men at arms. You could have gone for towers to deny the woodland because he knew he only had one decent or maybe two decent woodlands. So a couple towers and the game would have been over. So it's a bit risky for my taste.
I agree. I think everyone's seen Jabari do this many times now, and I think you know that he's going to play this, and you see that civilization come up, you know how he's going to play it. I think he probably could have just gone for a naked FC, and I think he would have been fine, especially after losing Scout.
Yep. What I do not like is that Yellow is still queuing. Okay, he's about to get the upgrade. He's still in one lumber camp. That's not very good. It's going to chop through the trees way too fast, and it's very vulnerable if the archers get in.
Yep, Siege Workshop is being contested right now at 89%. Skirms will come in though. Jabari will likely retreat from this, but he does have ballistics and Botkin already, so he's actually able to take this fight rather comfortably here.
And he has numbers to take it as well. It's 26 against 9 skirmishers. Make it 10 now.
Knights will pop.
Pretty tough position, yeah.
He's going to finish the Siege Workshop here, and he is going to trap this army in here, but it is all around his economy. Not exactly the position you want to be in here, especially now that Chemistry is in as well. The Knights popped out with 0 upgrades, although I guess they had Kill Barding Armor, but no Bloodlines. They went down very, very quickly. Third TC being rushed down in order to save villagers here. And honestly, I think Jabari's going to be pretty happy with this play. He's going to take trade against some vills and micro against these skirmishers until he's very happy with the value he got out of them.
Right now, Jabari's position seems to be way better. Villager-wise, he's not that far off. It's a 5 villager difference, and he's killing a lot of army.
Yep. And his economy's not terrible behind it either. I mean, he is behind a few vills, but he is 1 TC. Oh, I guess he's got a second and a third soon behind this. And he's got more military numbers coming behind this, I imagine. Yeah, he's just started to produce, so he hasn't been producing military the whole time. So right now, this is all he's got. Lose here. I wonder if he's actually done enough damage with this, though, because we're looking at a 5 villager difference at the moment. A lot of kills for both sides, really, but a lot more expensive for these crossbows than these skirms here. Second barracks coming down for Jabari as well on the front, so he's expecting that knight switch to come out. Kind of like how Verstoert's playing it, though. He's going to just sit back and boom, it looks like. Would like to see him get a forward position on one of these stones, however. But
He has been housed for quite a while now, so he's not getting all that many villagers. Right now, he's getting the housed. Other than that, Jabari's going for the relics. He has 1 right now. There are 3 monks in the field, so that will help him in the late game as well.
No, not bad at all. I mean, we see a bunch of houses going to be dropped here for Verstoert. He did go to the lumber camp over there, so got his town center on this side. A little bit better for him. Villager count is fairly close. Jabari gonna drop a castle though. He's been on stone, it looks like, or maybe he purchased it actually. Been on stone. He's gonna secure this hill and have a siege workshop come up there as well. So that will be rather good for him here to hold position on the map.
He did manage to secure another woodland with a TC, so he no longer has that problem anymore.
Yeah, and honestly, this castle really secures the one he's next to, and the one behind him for the most part. Honestly, this woodline, the woodlines to the right of his, or the left of his castle, he could just wall that and have this whole corner of the map be fairly secure at this point.
Agreed, it's a pretty simple wall, and that will buy him a lot of map control.
Bari on 3 TCs too is actually not too far off on the villager count here. Military is moving forward as well as some more vills. Don't know where they're going. Like he pulls them back.
Food economy is pretty.
Bad.
Food economy is pretty bad for Jabari though. He's only at 11 farms, so he cannot sustain the 3 TCs, and that's gonna cost him quite a bit.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna have to get that number up here soon, and this town center is under pressure here, so not a bad position for Verstoert right now. It looks like he's probably gonna go to the Imperial Age fairly soon as well.
He just needs a building, and he'll probably be up, and that's gonna be the forward monastery he's about to build.
Yeah. Yep, looks like there's redemption in already for Jabari as he's trying to convert the mangonel. Will be chased away, but never what you want to see. And there is a mangonel here. It will get a pretty good shot off against Verstoert's skirmishers. Pikeman upgrade coming in here for Jabari, so he'll be even farther from getting up to the next stage. The monastery does complete here. Should be able to click up it. Idle farmers though here for Verstoert, having an interesting, tightly compacted base. He's going to have to expand out before long. Just a forward monastery. Not really going to put too much pressure on at the moment. There goes Jabari selling tons and tons of resources yet again. Getting very close to being able to click up.
Jabari has about 25, 40 idle villagers or so. So that's not very good. Both his...
41 of them actually right now.
Sorry, got cut off for a second. Yeah, his stone and gold run out, so he's not in a very good position eco-wise.
Yeah, we do have a Hussite wagon out on the field here, and there's just no stable production behind this right now, as we are going to see another castle come forward on the hill. That will actually eliminate the ability to take stone on this side. And Verstoert's going to have a really tough time getting that. Light cav is being added, as well as a few stables behind this. Try to push this back, but don't know if light cav is the answer. Oh, big shot on the skirms. The floating res for Verstoert, I feel like, is really going to hurt him here.
Read.
Gonna buy stone? Oh, he's gonna try to drop a castle on this castle. Okay. No military to support this. A ton. Holy crap. Look at all these villas marching across the field for Jabari.
Well, there goes the 48 villagers.
Yeah, that
castle's now going up for B. He's gonna back off. And Jabari's now raiding from the right side with knights.
Yeah, that would be
quite a few villager kills.
Could be short-lived, though. He does have all his stables. He is producing his own knights, finally. Bari does have a ton of idle economy here, and this castle will go up for our Persian player. He will be able to get trebuchet production faster, should he click it soon. He doesn't have the gold right now, though. Um, 41 stone miners, guys. Is what it looks like. Very, very ugly scene around this stone. Castle over here for Jabari is ranging some bills on the gold here. Trebuchets will be first out, but it will be bombard cannons here for Jabari. Not enough to afford Hussar yet, of course. Or Hussite wagon. And Masonry, a good upgrade coming for this Treb War. I feel like the production just isn't there in military numbers right now for Verstoert.
I'd say the villager count is way too low. He's top at 90 villagers, and I don't think that's enough to sustain the army he wants to go for.
Yeah, can agree with that for sure. Jabari just expanding across the map over here. There are knights over here not doing anything for Verstoert. Castles recastle, but the bombard cannon is here, so the Trebs will be taking out the bombard cannons will be taking out the Trebs, rather. And Verstoert's brand new farming economy over here will soon be very exposed. He just built all these too. I think it's been like 21 farms over here on the side of the map he just built that he's soon probably going to lose access to. Hussar are on the map though. They are with their full defensive upgrades. Knights as well coming across. So it looks like they are going to get some Vil pickoffs here. Even going for the Trebuchet, but those Knights won't stand much of a shot here.
No, there's not much he can do against the castle fire.
And this castle will go down. There will be some Hussite wagons and some siege over here that can head forward. And looks like Jabari is actually just going to drop another castle right there. I think Jabari has this one looking very good for himself. Just the lack of production for Verstoert, the economy that's about to be stretched even thinner here. Both of them sitting at a similar villager count, but buildings, yep, GG comes in. Verstoert will go down here. I'll have to fix the scoreboard here, actually. It's a best of 7, not a best of 5, guys. My apologies, just noticed that. But Verstoert played it well. I feel like could have done a few different things. Maybe been in a little bit of a better spot. But Jabari will take game 1. His Bohemian's Stone Wall strat is yet to be defeated. The whole tournament, actually. Kinda crazy.
Indeed. Something I noticed was that Yellow delayed going to the Imperial Age. He was building a university. I'm pretty sure he didn't realize he already had a siege workshop. So he waited until the university was done to click. That cost him a couple minutes.
Yeah, and Jabari just abusing the market with the low eco early on, was able to click up at competitive times here. Castle Age time, he was a few minutes behind there, but Imperial Age, Jabari was only about, 30, 40 seconds behind, so GG's to both. I'm going to switch you guys over to this screen real quick while I fix the scoreboard, actually. Need to get that the best of 7 here. And while we're at it, we'll just go back into the Civ draft for you guys. We'll mark this up real quick. Throw the maps back up here for you. So Jabari gets the win with Bohemians and takes out the Persians for Verstoert. Next map will be one of Verstoert's home maps. I did not look to see which one it was, but it's either Banana Grounds, Monkey Lanes, or Banana. We'll load right into that, and we'll dive into that game here in just a second, guys. Like it will be on Banana Grounds, guys. Getting it loaded up, I'll pause at 5 seconds.
Okay, sounds good.
Alright, I'm ready when you are.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
So this map, I'm pretty sure it's inspired on the Team Battlegrounds, the map, the tournament you hosted before this one, prior to this one.
Yep.
So
We actually
what can you
just
tell us
renamed
about
it
this map?
and put the monkey in instead of the scout. This is going to be a very open map. All of the additional resources are going to be in the center of the map, minus the wood lines all on the outer edge. The outer edge is all downhill, though, on these wood lines, so if you were to be raided, villagers will die very quickly. We actually removed all boars from the center of the map as well. When we originally designed the map, there were boars here. We did envision this as being more of a feudal fight. Did not really anticipate this going to Imperial Age all that frequently. So it's going to be interesting here. Jabari with Vietnamese, a Civ, we haven't really seen him play much. But Verstoert with Teutons, really one of the few people and the only person to actually pick it during this bracket. Really taking advantage of those cheap Teuton farms and spiraling that into large scout and knight numbers. So we'll see how Jabari handles that if he does in fact come up against it. But yeah, it's been a fun map for us to have here, and I'm really excited to see how Verstoert plays Teutons again, honestly.
Jabari is making full use of his Civ bonus. He's already going forward with the monkey, trying to pick off a bill at the woodline. He did not get at the villager, but he's got some pretty nice scouting going for him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's quite a few extra cheap in the middle, right?
Yeah, there are herdables in the center, all over it actually, spread out, but players can grab those. There's also some hunt in the centers that players can take advantage of, and some berries, some wood, but for the most part, usually just about the herdables and maybe a deer or two. Jabari being very persistent with this here, causing the Borrelor to be quite rough for himself. But yet to lose a Vil, I think he needs to pull this Vil back that's lost all this HP.
Yes, he's keeping the villager in the woodline, so I wouldn't be surprised if that villager goes down. He's pulling it back into the TC now.
And forcing early loom as well. So there will be a slight villager difference here. It won't be a full Vil, but pretty close to. And Jabari is headed to the center. Actually, he shoots down a deer where he wanted to place the mill, so I'll have to replace that, but ultimately he has done this pretty frequently as well, coming out for the farming. Verstoert, with this strategy, we see him wall relatively early. He goes out and tries to bring in as many herdables as possible, takes the deer and the berries at home, and then just goes into full farming eco after he's walled up. So it's always a very interesting one. Woodline for Jabari here, tucked in here pretty nicely between a small woodline and the large one in the corner. Going to be an interesting matchup here. Teutons versus Vietnamese. I mean, which of these civs would you rather have in this position?
Tough question. I noticed that there are only 3 berries, so that's not going to be enough to sustain you for long. So farming is going to be important. But you don't need to farm if you can control the map and get all the deer, plus the jeep. I think Yellow's probably going to go for scouts, while Jabari will probably go archers, based on the saves. I don't have a clear preference right now. But I can tell that Jabari has a significant villager lead, about a villager and a half. I think that's mostly due to Yellow being housed for quite a bit. He tried to rush a house with a couple villagers.
Yeah, and he had a lot of pressure early, so he did idle that TC a little bit, trying to bring the boar in and deal with the monkey at the same time. So,
That as well. The monkey was quite a good return on investment. He had to micro quite a bit, but it paid off.
yeah, Jabari gonna get this TC. to weaken the board before he takes it out. He's got 17 on food right now, only 3 on wood. Upside, it's 14 to 5. And the monkey for Verstoert here, trying to survive the TC fire. Like it will actually go down, so he won't be able to find any more of these hurtables. And he did scout the walls, though, so he will know that Jabari is going to try to wall up a little bit. Berries already starting to get depleted. Hunt and hurtables as well. As Verstoert shifts onto a lot of wood right now, but he is already on his way to the future stage with a 21 pop up. Jabari has had some idle vills here, as his mill vills at home have been idle a little bit. Not the greatest. His worker efficiency is 72% compared to the 83 have for Verstoert. But Jabari also took 4 vills to the center and has been collecting hunt this whole time. What are you gonna say, Art?
He also had quite a few villagers stuck next to the boar. They were trying to drop a food and they couldn't, so that hurt him as well.
Gotcha. He will be up. It will be 24 pop. Like he'll probably be full walled, or at least probably will deter anyone from running in here if anything comes forward. And then we're gonna see a lot of farms drop soon. I feel like we're gonna get the upgrade here for Verstoert, and then I think he's gonna drop a bunch of farms. Yep, here comes both eco upgrades. The stable's on its way down. He is dropping these farms. It's a little premature. Like he's actually got this timed out perfectly. Those farms will be seeded with the upgrade, so 250 food. And being as cheap as they are for Teutons, going to have quite the food eco here in a few minutes.
Is Jabari still open at the top right corner? To the right?
Yeah, it looks
Next
like
to
there may
stone,
be a hole
there's
here.
Palisades? Yeah, there might be a hole. That might be dangerous.
Yeah, I think there actually is a hole, because when I click on them with Capture Age, I can see a gap. Nothing else there, so...
Yeah, if scouts get in, that's not accounted for.
Yeah. Going to be a very bad position there, actually. Scouts are out across the mid, and it looks like they ran into the mill, actually. So they will be on notice here at Jabari's base. We'll see if he realizes this hole is here. Stone gate. Jabari not a fan of palisade gates. Walls will slowly come up here for Verstoert, who has 17 farms on the map already. Going to be very good for him. There is one spearman out. Scouts do have weakness to them, so Jabari probably going to need a few more of those if Verstoert goes into a lot of production.
It doesn't seem to be reducing any scouts at the moment. And that stone gate, I would have made it a palisade gate, seeing as it's within the town center's range, so no melee unit could have gotten in.
Very good point.
Scouts are going to find that hole. It's a hole.
Nope.
It doesn't seem to be open.
Yeah, it's really weird. I can't really see anything there, but apparently it is closed. So good move for Verstoert to not produce more, but actually he is going to make a third scout. Interesting. Oh no, he cancels it, I guess, at the last second. Alright, so he's just going to boom behind walls here, it looks like. Could be interesting. Don't know if we're going to see these archers move out for Jabari just yet. Doesn't have fletching. Wheelbarrow even coming in for Verstoert very, very early, in my opinion. 32 vills, but I guess it will speed up the farming economy.
Might be getting ready to go to Castle Age after Wheelbarrow is done.
Yeah, he's going to be fairly close with the res.
He does have the building, so he might be getting ready to go up. And I don't know. I don't know if he's going to keep scouting Jabari and decide to go all in for a while, before adding extra TCs, or if he's just gonna keep booming, seeing as Jabari is not that active with the archers right now. He just got fletching, and he's moving out.
Yep, Castle Age click is here, so good for Verstoert. He runs into the spear in the north, but nothing too crazy. The monkey is here for Jabari in the back as well. There is a weak Vil there. I don't know if Verstoert saw this or this Vil's just moving on its own. Looks like it's just moving on its own. Like Vils will probably just fend it off for now. And Jabari, where's all these archers at? Coming across the map? Onto the gold.
Yep, exactly.
This is open. He deleted a hole here so he could mine the gold more efficiently. One Vil has gone down. The wood line will need to be evacuated. This is going to hurt the wood economy for sure. But Stable already being there, probably just going to go into his night production. Does have some skirmishers coming out as well. So it's not ideal, but it's not the worst possible situation here.
Jabari is about to build the market, so he'll probably abuse the market just like he did in the last game to be able to get up quickly.
Yeah, like he's already selling and buying as it is. But I think he'll be a little bit farther behind this game. Castle Age should be a good bit better for Verstoert. These archers and skirms back home only with fletching, but bloodlines will be researched first. I guess Verstoert's not too worried about getting those out of his base. Could possibly... Oh, I guess he doesn't have the wood. I was going to say could just TC the mid, but... No market.
He has been idling his economy for quite a while now, so it's gotta hurt.
Worker
Had
efficiency
that hole
is...
not been there, yes, he would have been in a really good position. And he was open at the bottom as well.
Ah, yeah. So Jabari will be leaving. It's very good here for Verstoert, as he will be getting these upgrades, getting knights produced. Castle Age is on its way for Jabari now, though, who's 2 Vils ahead. Gold here for Jabari. He has 3 tiles left on the front of his base. And the gold in the back, only 1 full tile and about 150 on the other. So he will need to move out across the map. And it's a little unfortunate this gen for Jabari. We'll have to go quite a ways out to try to get a mining camp or lumber camp, or a TC actually, before he's on a gold pile.
He's actually mining stone, so he'll probably go for a TC. Is probably going to have enough stone for 1 when he gets to Castle Age. He might want to secure gold, as you were saying. Although TC spots for the gold, there are a few, but I don't know if those are really good TC spots. It's right next to a hill as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He's stonewalling this again, so Jabari is gonna stonewall quite a bit here. Not sure really necessary at this point, but he disagrees.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're being way too passive. I think Jabari had the archer numbers to kill any knights. Because Yellow only had 1 stable going for him. So had he capped the gold, he could have probably ended the game right there.
Yeah, and there are 20 crossbows with Botkin, soon to be with ballistics, just going to waltz into the base here. We have 4 knights with +1 defense and bloodlines, and that is really all the military here, as there are 9 lumberjacks that are going to be in a lot of danger here. 2 Vils will go down. Like that's all he's going to get for now, but again, more and more idling of the economy here. Jabari is housed behind this as well, though. Oh, and the TC is very forward for Jabari. And I think you're right.
Now, Yellow is stockpiling quite a bit of food. He's got more than 1k, and he's not spending it. So mainly because he ran out of wood and he doesn't know where to go right now. He's in a very bad spot as far as I can tell.
Yeah, the worker efficiency's down to 36%. It was down to 25% earlier. And the night numbers are only, what, 5, 6, 7? And he cannot afford any siege right now, have not been on any wood. A lot of ills going down here. Jabari is just plucking them off here. And yeah, the GG will come in, and Jabari will take game number 2 here. Again, another position where Verstoert was just floating a lot of res, being a little bit more passive.
He needs to decide what he wants to go, either going for a boom or going all in aggression. He's been doing neither, or trying to do both at the same time. It's
Hasn't done him any favors, that's for sure.
Yeah.
GG's though, Verstoert will go down 2 games to none here. Jabari probably really satisfied with his position, being up 2 games in best of 5, but guys, this is a best of 7 for the finals here. So, going to be at least 2 more games. If Jabari were to take those, then it would be a sweep. But I think Verstoert will probably take a couple off Jabari here coming up soon. Ark, are you with us for this next one? Or are you on your way out, good sir?
I'm still here. It's early. It's 10:46.
All right, so you'll join us for at least one more.
Yeah, that's correct.
Marvelous. All right, guys, let's go back and take a quick look at the civs. See what else is available here for the players. Here we go. So Teutons go down here. Vietnamese being victorious on Banana Grounds. Home maps left for Verstoert will be Banana and Monkey Lanes. Headed to one of those next. And the Elo difference was about 150? I think. But Verstoert has come a long way and knocked off people with higher Elos than himself already, so it's been a little rough for him at the start. There was a break here, though. The guys played these first 2 games and then had to finish the set on a separate day. So we'll see if he comes back to this one. A fresher position. I'm going to load into game number 3. We'll be on Monkey Lanes, guys.
Sounds good. I'm already at second 5, so just let me know when you're ready.
Loading now here. And 3, 1, go. Monkey Lane's going to be up next for us here. It's going to be Koreans versus Britons here. Going to be very interesting to see how this one works out. Both these civs probably going to match up very well, I'd say.
They will probably both go either archers or men-at-arms into archers, depending on how the map is played. I do see Koreans having the advantage early on in an archer war due to the free armor upgrade. But late game, it's going to be the Britons who have a slight edge when it comes to archer fights due to the range. I don't know if Yellow's going to go for war wagons. That might be a bit tricky if there are no skirmishers or helps, but I think we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I mean, Britons have been a favorite on this map for a long time. We've seen them used here quite frequently, being as they're a snowbally civ, and this map is fairly wallable. You can usually wall across the center of the map fairly easily. You have these wood lines blocking players off from the rest of the map. They do have to chop through to get out there for all the relics on the sides and the additional golds and stones. Also makes it very interesting in late game. If someone does break through, are they going to try to pressure their opponent on that side so they cannot get through? And why is this called lanes? Oh, Kados just realized. Okay. Kados in chat's confusing me. Did you really just realize this, Kados? I'm curious. We've had this map for a couple of years. Nonetheless, though, Verstoert looking to come back here. This is the second day that they played, so we'll see if he can come back on this one. Monkeys fighting it out here, and honestly, it's going to be really good for Verstoert. So Jabari will not have any more vision than what he has already. He will know where his opponent's TC is based on the fixed start, but he does not see stones, golds, anything to that. Does, however, at least see his hunt, and he's actually going to head out to the middle for the deer nice and early here. So again, Jabari prioritizing the hunt.
He did go for early loom at about villager 10, so he's gonna be a bit behind. And now Yellow doesn't need to get loom, as Jabari has no monkey in the field. That's gonna be an interesting eco advantage.
And Verstoert does see these villas out here, creates a little distraction. They will walk away from this a little bit, causing them to be a little less efficient, but all in all, he will still have them all. Some house walls over here for Jabari, so he's likely going to wall across. Looks like we're already seeing the same for Verstoert. His wood line will at least be safe for the time being over here, even if we're in the area where we see military on the field, but still very early here. Verstoert will have that villager advantage. Jabari gets elephant number 2 in and under the town center. Looks like Verstoert headed out for his as well.
Map-wise, Jabari has all the golds in the back. The stone is in a very easy to defend position as well. But when it comes to food, Yellow has the deers right next to the berries mill, so it's going to be a bit of an early boost as well.
Yeah, and this is very nice for Jabari to have his gold safe. Stone, looks like only one could potentially be safe if he continues to wall across the center. The other will probably be left out because it's on this hill in the front here. And both players do have pretty large hills that are probably going to be an issue in a later stage of the game when archers are involved. Not something you really want to do, fighting downhill. Or uphill, rather. So far, though, things looking very good for Verstoert, being a full villager ahead because of the loom. Idle time for both players is very similar at the moment.
Yellow's about to click up with 22 population. He's getting ready for it. Well, Jabari, he's got 5 villagers queued, so I don't know if he wants to go up anytime soon.
Yeah, he may just choose to FC here.
He's walling.
Got house walls on either side here, all leading towards the town center. We'll need to put up a military building. On there, he cancels the vills, and he's on his way up, just a few seconds behind Verstoert here, who is already onto gold here with 5 vills building that lumber camp, shifting some more vills to a second lumber camp even. So it looks like archers are definitely going to be on the table. Jabari now making a palisade gate in front of the town center. Interesting, Jabari has chosen not to start chopping towards one of the outer lanes. So he's going to rely on the less idled lumber camp here for the time being. And you have barracks coming up for him and for Verstoert. I like where Verstoert's placing his buildings in front of this gold of his. It is going to be the most exposed resource for him other than that stone over there. We'll aim to wall that one up.
Jabari's running pretty low on wood, so he's not going to be able to drop the archer ranges when he gets to Feudal Age. Whereas Yellow has enough wood for 2 ranges, and he's already mining gold, so if he goes aggressive, Jabari might be in a bad position here.
Yeah, absolutely. And he also still doesn't have any of that scouting information, so he wouldn't even know where to pressure if he had military on the field. Verstoert going to be annoying with this monkey and attack the house. These monkeys do have a rather quick attack, so this could actually become an issue. And it looks like Jabari is already going to send a villager out here double range for both sides, but a blacksmith coming down already for Verstoert here, and free armor archer with the Koreans. Give him that early boost that you'd alluded to earlier.
Monkeys are pretty strong when it comes to destroying buildings, so it can be quite annoying to have a monkey battering down your houses.
Yeah, 100%. Fletching coming in for Verstoert as well, so he will have fletching, double range production, and have that free archer armor very quickly. So he should have a very nice advantage here. He's going to be sitting on the hill until he gets some numbers, it looks like. House walling behind this. Food economy is rather limited right now, though, for Verstoert, but he is going for a pretty heavy military approach here. I imagine he'll just shift over to those ostrich whenever he runs out of the berries, so we'll be just fine for him there. Jabari was able to take all of the hunt in the middle of the map. Still has a good bit of berries left for himself and is going to start to place some farms already. Verstoert has 3 down now.
Military-wise, Jabari is not able to sustain 2 ranges due to his save bonus. His archers produce faster, so he needs more villagers in gold and wood than yellow wood. It seems they're going to fight in the middle. I don't know if Jabari is going to take that fight or just back off.
I mean, it's not a fight that he wants to take if he sees the upgrades. The hills here, too, make this very difficult to fight. And yeah, Jabari looks like he's just going to go back home. He sees the upgrades, not really a fan of that. Monkey attacking the house over here. Could actually threaten get in, but for now, we'll be safe. As long as production continues here for Verstoert, I really like his position. Jabari doing fine as well, just a little bit worse off in the way of upgrades right now. Gonna come out with fletching. Gonna rely on some micro here, it looks like. Like how Verstoert keeps keeping the monkey alive, to be honest. He's been prioritizing keeping that thing to pressure and annoy. And the fight here is going to be very good so far for Verstoert. Jabari's lost 3 archers compared to just the 1 here, and the reinforcements arrive for Verstoert. Jabari's forced to go back behind his walls, and he's actually adding a few skirms.
Eco-wise, yeah, I think I like Yellow's position more. He's being aggressive, he's got map control, he's fully walled behind it, so even if he fails, got someplace safe to fall back to. Whereas Jabari is getting a market, so he might buy his way up as well, like he's been doing for the past 2 games.
I don't know if he'll be able to afford it, though. He's got to keep up archer skirm production to stay safe here. Looks like the monkey will probably go down here finally, so no more monkeys left on the field. Verstoert, 18, 19 archers, and a mix of archers and skirms here as the fight begins. The micro battle. I like how Verstoert's continuing to close the gap and get close here. Taking some interesting hills, but all in all, it's fairly even. It's an 11-11 KD. And Verstoert continues to keep the pressure on here. Good micro from both. Really, it turns out to be fairly even for Verstoert. A little bit better on the send. But he is going to take this hill and start fighting off the skirms here. Probably going to lose an archer, but killing these numbers might be worth it. Wheelbarrow going to come in for Verstoert as well.
Jabari did sell stone, and he bought some food, so he's getting ready to click to Castle Age. Same with Yellow, he just clicked Wheelbarrow, and when it finishes, I'm pretty sure he's going to click up.
Yeah, he sold some wood, bought a couple hundred food. Jabari going to buy and sell a little bit more. Actually, going to be short on the gold as Verstoert will click up first, so he will have a small advantage to the next stage. As Jabari will click up here momentarily. Eco upgrades coming in behind this as well for Verstoert. Jabari's pretty stretched as the market has made it a little bit harder for him there. He's going to shift back onto stone. Maybe going to try to get back 100 stone for the town centers in the future.
He did cancel wheelbarrow to go up though, so that's a bit of idle time for the TC.
Yeah.
His first lumber camp, he just ran out of wood, so now he's moving towards the one he has to the left side, Jabari that is. Villagers are not being that efficient, they're clumping. He might want to add a second lumber camp rather soon.
Jabari hasn't been able to keep up production out of both of these ranges as well either, so Verstoert will have a significant military advantage plus free archer armor. Next age, going to make his earlier Castle Age have a little bit of a decent power spike behind this for himself. Really good food economy for him as well.
The extra range. If Jabari is able to micro down the archers, he might be able to win fights that otherwise he wouldn't be able to.
Now Jabari is starting to get worried about this attack. He's actually going to send a Vil forward with a stone gate, going to invest stone into it. See if this goes noticed or if the house was selected. Verstoert sees it right away, and he will try to kill a Vil. Does, in fact, get it. Botkin and Crossbow come in. This house is not long for this game as a very, very panic Siege Workshop comes down. 15 Vils to build that one. Verstoert should know, though, this is not really a big a threat at the moment. He got to the Castle Age, had to immediately drop it. It will take some time for this to come in. And I like what he's doing. He's being aggressive here. He's going to dive. And he should be rewarded with quite a few villager kills. If any not, he has at least idled a lot of economy here. Yeah, lots of ills going down here. Jabari may be calling this one very soon, actually.
That's roughly 15 villagers or so.
Was
plus the old time.
Was 29 to 17 KD. 11 villagers have gone down here, and some good micro there as well. So Crossbow's probably going to have to fight here, but Verstoert should be very pleased with the damage he's done here.
Now he's just going to take that fight as well. Or maybe not.
I mean, he takes a decent enough exchange, honestly. The KD is still 38 to 34. He's got 12 Vil kills to none. Problem is now just no military backup behind this, as he will add a third range. Ballistics is about to complete, and a fourth range, so this is going to be a very, very heavy Castle Age play, I think.
He was stockpiling quite a bit of food. He had about 1k food. He sold some of it. That's been a thing. He tends to have a lot of food, doesn't spend it, and delays his imp for quite a bit.
Yeah, and he's going to have 12 crossbows approaching. He's already got 10 of them. He already has the leather archer armor, so he will be able to take this fight. Thumbring even going to be coming in here. And now Jabari has to drop 3 TCs behind this to try to catch up in the villager count. He is quite significantly behind. Like an 18 villager difference right now.
I'd like to see a forward siege workshop for Yellow. He's got the eco advantage. He's got more military presence. I think he could close the game right now.
It will be coming. Like, well, he deleted it. He had it placed where his crossbows are. Maybe he's reconsidering and need to place it farther forward. I would hope for. Gonna opt for heavy plow, actually. So maybe he's not going to come forward with this siege workshop after all. Ballistics versus no ballistics. Better upgrades. Just a line of death here for Jabari's crossbows. And now, here comes the forward siege workshop. It will be very, very forward. And he will just pressure the town center, most likely. Second TC being added. I like this TC position. It's on the wood and the gold over here. We'll need to refresh this lumber camp in the north for Verstoert. He's got 22 villagers on it, and it's depleting very quickly. But he's done a really good job overall on keeping the pressure on Jabari. And that siege workshop is going to be coming up here soon. And with all these ranges producing, he has quite the military advantage here. Wheelbarrow coming in, better eco upgrades for Verstoert. I think Jabari is going to be trying to boom back into this, but I think it's going to be rather difficult for him here. Siege Workshop looks like it will go up. Oh, actually, he's going to come out. The Vil goes down, it won't go up. Crossbows moving forward. Villagers in danger. Alright. Verstoert able to save it. This will, in fact, make it up then. Oof, big shot comes in, kills a few units. A lot of HP off of these units, though.
Having the armor, it really didn't help. Otherwise, those archers would have died.
Yeah.
He has like 10 archers with almost no HP.
At least. Yeah, I would really like to see him drop a monastery even to heal those up at this point.
Or he could go imp. I mean, he
That's
has the resources. He could use the market and just go all in. So just push it very off. If he can idle the TCs, then he's got the game in the bag.
Yeah, and the crossbow army in danger again. There are 2 mangonels here. I'd
like to see a stable if he's planning to stay in Castle Age. To snipe the mangonels.
Yeah.
It requires a lot less micro.
Yeah, it would be a really fine idea. Could even just go into light cav or add a knight or 2. 8 on stone for Verstoert here. Looks like he's going to make a mill on the hunt outback as well. Mango pops out, gets a good shot on the crossbows, and will survive and get a mangonel as well. But now the crossbow army here is in danger, and another mangonel is about to pop out. Verstoert will get a mangonel. So Jabari now without siege and doesn't have one queued here. Things are looking very good for Verstoert, who now looks like he is going to idle the town center production. Nope, looks like he's just going to wait for the go to balance itself, get his monastery up, and wait for the gold to go up here, and he'll be into the Imperial Age relatively soon. Jabari did just buy and sell a lot of resources. He's trying to get up to the next age as well. Verstoert can click now, though. Siege begin to work on the town center. Imp has been clicked for Verstoert here. There's the mangonel in the siege workshop here for Jabari.
I still like Yellow's position more, but he's giving way too much time for Jabari to reboom and come back. When you have such a huge lead early on, you gotta press it. You gotta try to end the game, otherwise anything could happen late game.
Yeah, and he's trying to place a in-your-face, get-out-of-my-game castle here. But there's a mangonel, there's a siege workshop with another mangonel on its way out. Villagers, only 7 of them coming across the map here, cancels that foundation. Still gonna likely place a forward one, but just not as forward there. PC is under repair here. Only 1 mangonel. But another big shot on the crossbows. That mangonel just killed 14 crossbows in 1 shot. Do not want to lose your army right before Imp. Villagers are actually still headed forward here. They'll go down. Bills are here. There's the castle placement. Such a dangerous spot for a castle placement.
Indeed, another could come and just kill all the villagers.
Yep,
Manganel
Manganel is on its way.
Huh? Yep.
Castle though, 50+% already.
It's probably going up at this point.
Manganel is out.
That's one of the main reasons why I don't like Manganel Wars or Crossbow Manganels without having a stable. It requires too much micro, and if you stop looking, you might lose all your army in no time.
Yep, castle will go up though, and now the economy is going to be relocated completely to the other side here. 2 town centers will likely go down. Arbalest, Conscription, and another Manganel coming forward here. Really good, solid play for Verstoert this game. Maybe could have been a little bit more aggressive and tried to force the issue a little earlier, but overall, he's in a great position. Luckily, Jabari does have back golds. He does lose quite a bit in the way of houses or something here. He's very housed.
Yellow is still has over 2k food, so he should be trying to look into how he could spend it, either in military or upgrades, because it's not doing him any favors being there.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did queue a bunch of skirmishers though.
Yep, and Elite Skirm is on its way, so he should be in a really good position. Does have a war wagon coming out as well. Prevented Jabari from chopping out to that side that he's chopping out on by getting this position as well. Very, very desperate castle here for defense for Jabari coming up, but imagine we'll see some trebs come out before too long. Verstoert losing a lot of military to the castle, unfortunately. Score should
Get a few villagers there, but overall that's a pretty good engagement for him. He killed quite a few Arbalest and quite a few villagers there.
Yeah, overall though the score should be pretty far away here, it looks like, so it's going to be difficult for Jabari to stay in this one too long. Especially, he's not really able to produce a whole lot right now of Arbalest. He only has 3 ranges. Housing getting worse and worse for him. As his castle goes down, he'll actually be housed again, it looks like, unless he loses his military.
Difference, Jabari is at 80 pop, while Yellow is at 145, so the difference is quite big. He's
Okay.
adding bomber cannons as well, trying to take that trebuchet, I think.
That would make sense, and also maybe get a shot on the Arbalest at some point, but Jabari is just going to call the GG here, and Verstoert will take game number 3 here against Jabari. And he played this one a little bit more aggressive, was probably floating a little bit too much res there, but all in all, takes the game from Jabari here. GG, guys.
The armor did come into play though. The Korean bonus, it really helped him to get those early fights, and that secured his lead.
Yeah.
Jabari didn't have time to use the extra range.
No, for sure. That definitely came into play. And Verstoert will take this one here and get the set moving. So Alright, guys. Give me a second. We'll switch screens here. Alright, so we have Korean victory over Britons here for this set. We'll be moving to a home map for Jabari for the first time. It'll either be Nomad Arena or Banana Cove. So we'll be up to that one in a second, guys. Give me a quick minute or so, and we'll be in there. Oh, taking a quick break just for a minute or so.
I just sent everything to Ark, you know.
Alright, guys. We're going to get back into this here. And make sure... Ark, are you back, sir? Hello, hello. You guys hear me? Testing, testing.
Okay, I'm ready with game number 4. I'm waiting at second 5.
Alright, let me get it loaded myself then.
Okay, no problem.
Alright. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Gotcha.
Hey, Nomad. The old school Nomad situation. Not even enough wood for a town center. Have to build a lumber camp first. Have you ever played this type of Nomad?
I might have back in Boobly, although I don't recall playing this map way too often.
Fair enough.
I began playing Nomad in the honestly, with the water and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with this map.
It's old school land nomad. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. I see the position on the map here that we have for Verstoert. Bari's town center. Bari's lumber camp is over here, way over here in the corner. So both players have to spend the wood to drop this lumber camp, build up enough wood for the town center, and go from there. But looks like the herdables are in favor of Verstoert here quite heavily, actually. Don't even see a single sheep on the map that is Jabari's. So Jabari will have very little scouting.
Gonna be really bad, and he's trying to scout with a villager, so that will put him behind quite a bit. But he has no other options. Like he needs to find a jeep, and unfortunately, they're not close to his starting location.
Yeah, this is very, very rough for him here. Obviously, have like 4 sheep scouts for Verstoert. He's not even scouting with 2 of them, actually. So he actually has 5 sheep at the moment, 6 maybe. And if Jabari has to wander all the way over here to find some, he will find quite a few of them clustered together, but not the position you want to find yourself in. Will be Indians for Jabari and Spanish for Verstoert. And the TC is already on its way up here for Verstoert, who has the faster building villas here, and is actually going to only build it with 1 villager at this point, continuing the wood collection.
There is no treaty here, right?
There is
Unlike
not.
Okay.
No treaty. Players could TC drop one another. But ultimately, I think Bari is going to be so far behind here. He will have 0 food income.
Agreed. He's still lacking wood to build a TC. He's about to build it now.
Yeah, he's going to drop it on the deer.
He's going to build it. Yeah, it should have been close to the wood line. I don't know if he scouted that. He did. It's going to be a rough start for Jabari.
Yeah, TC is about to be up with 1 villager producing it here. And we actually see a villager come over here. He grabbed these sheep and is walling up that little choke point. We'll wall out the only stone close to him, actually. But obviously there are other options with Spanish. And he will begin taking food, and he has villagers producing. We'll see how many vills Jabari is actually going to be behind. I think it's almost going to be 3, actually.
Yellow, though, see the boar. They're quite close to his TC, so he should be able to lure them with loom, that is. And if he does, he'll probably find all the sheep there before Jabari does. He's about to scout those with his own sheep. Or maybe not.
No, he's already scouted them here. So, I mean, Verstoert is actually headed in this direction on purpose to pick these up. And I think he's going to wall this up, to be honest. He has scouted a ton of the map. I mean, the score difference right now is over 300. And Bari, with the cheap Indian vills, is forced to scout some more with a villager here. 3 vills behind. Verstoert going out for his first boar here. Still has quite a few of the herdables coming back as well. Hard to dislike Verstoert's position in this here. I mean, it's going to be so very, very hard for Jabari to really change this around for himself. He will bring in a boar here as well. Doesn't have many vills under the TC there. He will have to hop in and hop back out. There we go. He has found some herdables finally. Gonna be in a little bit of a better position, but still a few vills behind. And there's just so much food under the town center for Verstoert right now. He has to be very happy. Verstoert actually looks like he's still got a vill out here looking around. I think he's trying to find where Jabari is. Like wandering scouts all around here for villagers. As Jabari looks like he's going to run into the town center here. And yeah, he's actually going to potentially lose that villager. Bill does go down.
Did he delete the villager?
Don't know.
Or
It
did
looks
it
like
go
he
down?
did delete it. There's no kill on the eco here for him on capture age, so maybe he did delete it.
Yep. Jabari takes the boar. Yellow was about to lure it. He misses it just by a few seconds. He will get the other one though, and he might be able to steal a cheap as well.
Yeah, I mean, even without stealing it, he at least knows now that his opponent is going to be in that area. Like Jabari is actually going to come out here with a vill that has 31 food at the same time, so ultimately not a bad position still. I mean, Jabari has been able to recover somewhat well here in this position, but ultimately these palisade
He tries
gates,
to stop. Yeah,
I can appreciate the effort there.
indeed. As you were saying, Yellow has no access to stone, at least no easy access to stone. If he's going for conquistadors, he might be in trouble. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a huge economy advantage and faster uptimes as well.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Verstoort's walling everything right now, so he'll at least have an idea of where Jabari is able to be. Won't really have the greatest idea of what all is over here. He does have a good bit of scouting on the map, so he does see a few stone piles. Didn't see any gold over here, except for one slot, though. Will kind of be an issue for Jabari long term if these walls do end up staying here for some time.
He's going for stone. He just deleted the house that he placed before.
Ah,
Just built the mining camp.
so he is going to try to transition Conquistador play, and he is going to wall up the south as well. So this will be fully walled off here. I mean, Verstoort technically has like 3/4 of the map. It almost feels like it's more like half, but
there's all the resources are in his half, so
yeah. And the mill will be over here on the hunt as well, sending 5 vills out there. Maybe 6 actually, so food economy is going to be very easy. Not going to have to place any farms. There's also 3 boars down here near this mill. Quite a few more sheep should he grab those up for himself. Bill is still over here for Verstoort in the south as well. He is starting to wall up around this one stone, so he may try to prevent Jabari from grabbing that. And actually, he's going to gain a sheep in the deal as well. Verstoort on his way to the feudal age. 26 villagers on the map for him, compared to 22 for Jabari, who's also on his way up. Jabari did build a barracks, so maybe he is anticipating something from his opponent here in the next stage. Thinking scouts are coming his way, perhaps.
probably. Even though Yellow has quite an easy, he could wall off the entire map. and just go FC, go for a castle. He's got the food to do it. He's got the hunt, so he's in a pretty good spot as far as I can tell.
Yeah, and I like what he's doing with his one vill in the south. He's actually laming the stone, and he'll probably do the same with the other stones and golds. He does have a house already placed here forward, so wants to block that gold off. He's going to put palisades all around that as well, limiting the ease of access to those resources for Jabari. Jabari's going forward with vills.
Might be a tower. I don't know.
Have enough for
Doesn't have a
tower?
stone.
Yeah. He's not on stone either.
Yeah. Might just be scouting. I don't know.
Like he's going for an archery range. That is a large investment that I don't think is going to pay off here. Yeah, there will be the market. Will be double archery range.
Yellow cannot see it just yet, but he's getting a market. And I'm pretty sure he's going to wall as soon as he sees one archer.
Yeah, would make sense. He does have the market coming up. We'll see if the line of sight shows the archery ranges.
Housed, so his archer is not being produced. That's gonna hurt.
Yep. And he will see these archery ranges now, so he is going to wall this up. He's already got it pretty well walled off. Most of these resources are being walled in to the south. So Jabari has 4 tile of gold and a 5 tile of stone that's going to be without any confrontation or buildings in the way of taking it. I think Jabari having such a rough start here really put him behind in this one, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Verstoert takes this one rather swimmingly here.
He's got enough resources to click as soon as he finishes hunting the deer, so it's going to be a quick castle age for him.
Yeah, and he already has the stone for a castle. I honestly would like to see him delete this little wall up he has down here by these stone miners and go drop it in front of this gold and just limit Jabari's positioning to the corner best he can.
That'd be a really good call, but I'd like to see a couple outposts with the villager he has at the bottom to the right.
Yeah.
So he can be sure that it's safe to go.
That would not hurt as well. Walls look pretty solid. I don't see a hole here. Looks like Jabari will have to attack, and he's attacking the house. I don't know if this is on purpose. He re-figures that. House wall's coming behind this, though. Some farms being dropped here. Kind of interesting he's dropping farms. He has quite a bit of hunt. There's 4 boars out here. He's taken all of those deer, though. Jabari, though, is forever away from the castle age. And not going to be able to use the market here either. Verstoert in chat. He says, finally able to catch one of these live. You've picked a good one, I think.
It's probably going to be a defensive castle to secure that goal, and then he'll start pushing with conquistadors. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, wouldn't be too surprising. We'll see, though. Where'd these vills go on the south for the stone?
They
came
went back.
Yep. This will be the castle position right on the berries here, actually.
Yeah.
So Jabari not going to be able to find any damage with this. He's forever away from castle age. Once this castle goes up, conquistadors start to flood across the map. It's going to be very difficult for Jabari to even hold this one for very long.
He might call early when he sees the conquistadors trying to range his archers.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad decision, I don't think, either. This one was very rough for him.
Yeah. He has no armor as well, so a couple conquistadors could one-shot the archers with no problems.
Yep. And Jabari does have a market up here somewhere, it looks like. I guess he just built it. He is going to buy, sell a little bit, but he is still a ways away here. Few conquistadors are out and about now. Not going forward just yet, but Jabari is actually going to move his archers to the south. Hope to get around and do some damage. Second town center here as well for Verstoert, so I think he's going to be in a fairly comfortable position. Jabari just passing this villager over here with the archers. Like maybe he did notice the last second.
It seems like he's taking the long way to go to Jabari's base. He's going to attack the market.
Like he just deleted that at one house and has waltzed on through now. Is one vill over here somehow survives. Jabari just pulled these away. Vill has gone down though. More vills will probably go down here. This house is barely halfway built. Verstoert's trying to hide the vill. Won't be able to hide for long. It will go down. Conquistador numbers low, but low numbers still does a lot of damage for conquistadors. 16 attack. Archer armor not yet in. Like Verstoert will just go back and wait for more numbers here. But all the while, 2 town centers behind this. 6 conquistadors out now. Jabari is up to Castle Age a lot sooner than I expected him to be. Did use the market quite heavily. Is very far down in pops.
He should try to numbers down, because if he doesn't, conquistadors don't trade that well against archers, especially without the armor. So the minute Jabari gets all the upgrades, those conquistadors might be in trouble. He did not deal enough damage, as is.
Yeah, and bodkin arrows in, crossbow on its way. Chat wants to see Verstoert go for a siege workshop.
He should have tried to sneak around and try to get behind the woodlands or try to keep him off gold. That would have helped him quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he did try to keep him off gold, though. He just doesn't know about this one in the north. So,
True.
I mean, everything down here will take a while to actually get to. So, Jabari is on a very, very interesting clock here. He's got about 1,300 gold remaining on his mine here. He's going to be under heavy pressure soon, as the conquistador numbers are somewhat decent, and a mangonel is on its way out already.
He's adding mangonels, but honestly, I think rams would have been quite a bit better. With rams, you cannot force him to defend, because otherwise you're just gonna take all the buildings. Archers cannot just stop it.
No, I agree.
And if he goes for pikemen, he can just kill the pikemen with the conquistadors.
Yep, I 100% agree. Jabari actually going into monks as well to try to convert the conquistadors here. First monk pops out, but it will not even survive.
Pretty tough to convert conquistadors. They're way too fast, and they can one-shot a monk with, I think, 3 attacks. Like, if you have 3, that's more than enough.
Yeah. Crossbow numbers are fairly good here, though, so Verstoert has to be careful. Mangonel will pop out here. Looks like they're probably just going to take out the production buildings. University for Jabari already.
Yo-Yo says in the chat that rams don't counter the expos, but it's not about countering the unit. It's about forcing Jabari to take the fights that he doesn't want to take. Either he has to produce an answer to the rams, or he'll lose all the buildings. No ranges, no barracks, no houses. It's about him being on a clock.
And Jabari is dropping a second TC now, but it's not on gold or anything. That gold mine is down below 700 and will slowly be ticking away here.
He just got ballistics as well, so now he'll be able to trade quite easily. Mangonel doesn't get any kills, as far as I can tell.
Banano doesn't do a whole lot at all there. Conquistadors are in on the economy right now, though, and will idle some of it, take out a villager. And he is going to be on the run here. Some nice micro behind this. But a few conquistadors have gone down. Massive, massive eco difference here. 21 vills, 2 TC. Going to be a third in the south as Verstoert scouted this out very nicely. He has a stone and gold in that direction. He's also stonewalling the center area. Got some additional stone walls on the south. So Jabari will be hurting for map control and hurting a lot for gold soon. That gold mine is ever so quickly running out. He will have a relic and grab a second relic, but ultimately he is on a clock. Crossbow's getting close.
Almost. Stones was coming, but he's running out of gold. He only has 100 gold left, and there's no gold left for him to take.
Actually going to use a Vil and knock down these palisades on this one gold mine.
Yellow keeps adding rams. Onagers, mangonels. He canceled them though to click up. That's a pretty good call. So now he can get the traps in.
Yep, and Imp is nowhere near for Jabari here, who actually made a ram himself to try to ram down, get more gold, and then has mangonels here as well. Oh, this mining camp is just brutal for Jabari too. My goodness. So far from that gold. Verstoert even going to stonewall the north, so he is trying to make sure this is a solid position for him. Mangonel gets quite the shots on these conquistadors, though, taking out a couple of them and taking a lot of HP away here. Feel like switching out a conquistador may be the option now.
Yes. You might try to go either for paladin or a full trash army, as in halberdier or skirmishers.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Mangonel v Mangonel.
Yep.
Bar gets the better.
Indians. Do they get Arvalest?
I do not believe so. I would have to shift into Cav Archer.
Yeah, so those crossbows, they might, if he ever gets to Imperial Age, he might be able to upgrade them quite a bit, but no Arbalest, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, he is going to be breaking through this stone wall here sometime soon, but upgrades will be +2 for Cav, Husbandry, and Bloodlines coming in at the moment.
So it is gonna be Paladin, or at least Cavalier.
He hasn't produced anything yet.
He has quite a few stables though. And he'll probably add a few more.
Yep, Conquistadors.
He's going for light cap though. I don't quite like that.
Losing most of his Conquistadors. He has a whole 4 Conquistadors left. Nice little 2 stone walls here though. And eco that is over here is safe with a TC. There are a lot of farms in the north here, but you would imagine that the Cavalier numbers or light Cav numbers should be able to go up relatively quickly with all these farms he's placing down here.
Going for light Cav is really not the best call. That might cost him the game if he drags it out. When you have such a... he has so much gold, he can afford going light Cav or even Paladin. Going Hussar, you're just producing a weaker unit, wasting all your food eco, and it's putting you behind quite a bit.
Could not agree with you more there. He's got get this crossbow army dealt with here, and he's housed right now. Must have deleted a house somewhere?
Like 5 Cavalier could kill all those crossbows. But I'm not quite sure 5 Hussar can do the same.
Yeah, I really doubt it. But they don't have any attack upgrades yet either. A lot of vills going down here for Verstoert. One Hussar comes over all by its lonesome. Does have all the defensive upgrades though, and is tanking quite a few shots really. So if he can get up to a decent number, he should be okay. He does have, what, 5 stables right now. And he's already up to 7 Hussar. And it looks like probably going to be able to clean this relatively soon.
True, but he does have 40 gold miners and over at 1k gold. Had he gone for Cavalier, he could have closed the game right now.
Yeah, and he's going to allow enough time for Jabari to get Imp with Jabari here and forcing the issue.
Light Cav Hussar just doesn't cut it. It's not strong enough to end the game. And it's mainly used for post-imp, for trash wars, mainly. You don't use them when you have over 5 or 6 gold mines.
Yeah, and he has plenty of gold floating, almost 2k gold. And he is dropping a ton of farms right now. So, I mean, he could possibly win this by just raiding his opponent to death. It's not like he has many places to go and hide, but camels will be able to come out soon. And the camels will be able to counter the Hussar relatively simply. But we already see the raids coming in here.
He's losing momentum by going for the weaker unit. The attack difference is way too big.
Yeah, I mean, the economy numbers are down. We have 30 plus idols here for Jabari. So he's not in a good position by any means. The Conquistadors are down here, killing farm eco as well. Verstoert even going to add pikemen?
Counter the camels, probably.
Yep. GG comes in. Verstoert will tie this set up 2 games. 2 games. GG comes in, and what a rough start here for Jabari. Coming back and making it somewhat of a decent game for himself, but not finding any of the hurtables early here really gave Verstoert the advantage.
No worries, man. I'm glad you find it useful.
For sure.
That's B's replying to the points.
Yep, talking in chat. I see him.
Hmm?
GG's, Ark. I'd like to thank you for joining me this evening.
Don't worry, man. I've got time for one more, but this one is going to be the last one, though. I don't know if.
Very well. Jabari, send you the multiples or no?
Yes, I think I have it somewhere. It's gonna take me a minute to load it, though.
All right, no problem. Sounds good, guys. We're gonna load up the other screen here. Get you guys updated on the Civ draft. What's going on? Spanish with the win here for Verstoert over Indians. Verstoert did pick Spanish first, so he got a win with his #1 overall pick, which is nice. Jabari has Turks, Portuguese, Poles, and Cumans remaining. We have Italians, Byzantines, Berbers, and Franks for Verstoert. So, maps left on the board. We have Banana being the home map left for Verstoert. And we have Jabari, who has Arena and Arena Cove available. So,
in the draft, I think you have Britain's misplaced.
there we go. Britons did lose, you're correct.
Yeah. This is game number 5, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, game number 5, guys. Let me load it up. It will be on Banana Cove.
I'm waiting at second 5.
Marvelous. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. Portuguese for Jabari here in the gray, and Italians for Verstoert. Interesting, we didn't see Byzantine. Thought that's what we'd see, but Italians make a lot of sense here. Portuguese for Jabari also makes sense. Game 5, guys, and a best of 7 tied 2-all. Things are getting down to the wire for these guys.
This map is quite interesting because you need to go for water, otherwise you're gonna put yourself behind. And the thing is that unlike Team Islands or Islands, there's no place for you to run here if you lose water early on. So you gotta keep production up. That's a really important aspect in this map.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen quite a few of these games, though, where people lose water on this map and are able to push it to the late imp stages. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, water is going to be very beneficial if you are to win water, but I have seen players lose water, give up on it, jump on the boom a little bit faster, and push this to like an hour and a half plus games. So hopefully we don't have that here. But
do get cannon galleons, so if he gets water and he gets to imp faster, he can range all the coast. And that's going to be really devastating.
yeah, it's
I don't know if galleons get... they do get cannon galleons as well.
yeah, it's going to be important for both players here for water. We've had players who lose water and GG immediately, but for the most part, players try to hold on, being a fight for tournament life sometimes. Had some really fun games on this one. It looks like the monkey will head out for Jabari here. Probably going to try to go be annoying with that himself. Do have some hunt outside of the walls here, as well as some gold and stone. One thing I do like to point out on this, though, the gold and stone over here for Verstoert is rather rangeable from the water. And it looks like gold is probably the only thing rangeable for Jabari on this side. So we'll see if that comes into effect at all down the road. But looks like Jabari will be about to get that dock up on water here shortly, same as Verstoert. What water sieve do you favor most here?
Tell us to get the faster up, cheaper up, hang on.
Yeah, you're right. The cheaper
Cheaper up.
advancing to the next
Yeah.
stage for Italians.
That's pretty good. That's gonna come into play. You might be able to get to feudal age faster and start producing fire chips faster. That might really be beneficial. Plus, fishing chips are cheaper, so he will have no problems affording those fishing chips. So I like Italians. When it comes to Portuguese, Jabari will have his units will be cheaper when it comes to gold. That will not help him get to feudal age. So early advantage to yellow. But in the mid game, that might be really important. Plus the chips have more HP, so he will be able to take fights that to win fights that otherwise he wouldn't.
Yep.
I'd say they're even at this point.
Yeah, Jabari is ahead in the population here, just slightly. It's just because his stock was up faster. But Verstoert had a little bit of... Oh, they both had a little TC idle time. So, really, it's just the dock that makes the difference right now. Be really curious to see how this is going to work out here. Both players likely fighting very heavily in feudal for water control and making it a main portion of the map here. This is predominantly the full water map of the tournament. It does have the most water, and we do see heavy contesting of it. It's going to be interesting to see here as Verstoert clicks up already. Jabari going to be right behind him, though, so that cheaper uptick didn't really give him a huge time advantage. I think he could have clicked up a little bit sooner, perhaps, but nonetheless is starting to shift around his economy to be mostly wood and gold based. We'll see multiple docks coming up for these guys here shortly.
Yeah, I think they'll go for at least 3 docks to secure that position. Even if they have to start producing villagers, I think that'd be a reasonable trade.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting on this map because you don't want to invest too much into your fishing economy either with how heavy the water is contested. We do see a second dock being rushed down with 2 vills here for Verstoert. Jabari just using the 1, but he will be up in time, I believe. So it will be 2v2 to start. Wood economy. Verstoert only with 12 on wood.
I would have liked the yellow stock to be a bit further, so he could get more uh, deep deep sea fish if he wins water. So otherwise, he's just too close to the woodlines.
Yeah, and Jabari actually going to drop the 3rd dock right away, so he will be able to afford 2 fire galleys and get the 3rd dock up and running. On the other side, it's going to be 3 fire galleys queued in 2 docks. Verstoert not able to afford that 3rd dock just yet. Just a little bit more focus on wood here for Jabari, it seems.
Even though Javari has 3 docks, he's only producing from 2. He misplaced the queue. There we go.
Yeah. 3rd dock now going to come up for Verstoert here. So it's going to be a fairly even start. A demo queue, actually, here for Jabari. I do like to see the demos nice and early, to be honest. Additional
Yeah, they can really go for it.
Additional HP for the Portuguese player will make even fights all that more favorable for Jabari here. He will be pushing away 1. Good of Jabari to save that one.
Yep, he's repairing the chip, so that's good.
Like
Yellow will probably do the same. He's probably gonna lose 1 fire galley though. Manages to save it.
like they're both being saved at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Demo
They're
is
both
coming forward though.
Yep.
A good demo. Jabari should just pull back here. He's going to lose both of these, it looks like. Looks like he will make it back with 1, actually. A good exchange for Jabari, though. That demo did bring him a lot of value.
Indeed. They both have been housed quite a bit. They have a lot of wood stockpiled, but they should be building more houses. Water maps do that. Like it's hard to keep track of the houses.
Yeah, definitely not your most favorite situation to be housed so frequently in this position. We do have the gold upgrade coming in here, so gold mining will be in for Verstoert. He does have 6 on gold, 3 docks, and he is 2 ships behind, plus there's going to be a demo in queue here, it looks like again, but a demo for both sides now. Fishing economy could come under fire here as well, but Italian fishing ships are so cheap, it wasn't as big of an investment either. Ooh,
He's
demo.
taking a good one here. And there's demo coming.
Verstoert seems to be struggling a little bit in this fight. That Portuguese HP and the early demos really starting to pay off. It's not that big of a disadvantage, but that demo just changed it a little bit.
And there's nowhere to run. It really hurts in this map. If you lose water, there's no coming back unless you can somehow pull it off.
And the fishing eco here will go down for Verstoert here, almost for sure at this point now. Villager also was coming under fire there, but like it's slowly getting better for Jabari.
Should probably transition to farms. Yellow, that is, because he has no food income at this point in time.
Jabari up to 4 docks just now, and Verstoert about to add his 4th, so it is very muchly looking better for Jabari at this moment. Gonna take out the fish now for Verstoert as that last fire ship went down. and will actually be 5 docks for Verstoert now. Jabari still only on 4, but he has started to add in the blacksmith already and move to the hunt outside of his walls here. So he will be looking to increase his economy, but a lot of farms coming down, 8 of them actually for Verstoert as well. So fishing eco is still there for Jabari, but transitioning into land economy will be much safer for Verstoert here. Jabari
He may
gets
have built way too many farms if he wants to keep fighting water. That wood, I'm pretty sure he won't be able to keep production from 5 docks with the numbers he has.
Yeah, it's a really rough position. At some point, the monkeys did fight as well, guys. We missed that. 1 HP left for Bari's monkey, so he won that fight. Bari selling his stone. I assume he's going to try to get up to the next stage. He did build the blacksmith market. He is putting down another dock. Massive fights continue on water here as Verstoert does not wait for any more numbers, and it looks like Verstoert is going to actually lose pretty convincingly on water here at this point. Bari also with a much healthier villager pop due to the fishing ship is still being alive, and a little bit less economy, or idle TC.
Jabari might be able to click now to Castle Age if he cancels the chips now that he's won water, and he can just buy his way up.
Yeah, and he's definitely not afraid to buy his way up. That is for sure. Seen him do it just about every single game at this point. Few fire ships that remain here for Verstoert, as Castle Age is clicked here for Jabari, but Verstoert just has 7 vills queued at the moment.
You can just upgrade all those fire chips, and there's no way yellow is coming back, water-wise.
For sure. Verstoert gonna build the blacksmith in the market now. Still not quite there with the res. May sell things and rebalance at the market, but he's not floating a lot of res. He's still fighting for water, still building fire ships, and still losing them at the same time. And a Vil is possibly going to go down. It does go down there. Bari's fire ships take that one out. Nice move here, though, for Verstoert. He is going to be able to swing across with a few fire ships and get this fishing economy to be idled. And it looks like he'll pick off at least 1.
Yep.
2
There's a
HP.
fishing ship going down. There we go.
Yep.
Or maybe not.
I did get 1. They were
Okay,
4.
they go down, yeah.
Yeah.
Dog goes down for yellow. Maybe a second dog will go down as well, and a third one. So I don't see him coming back. Winning water, that is.
Honestly, I don't even know if Jabari gets the upgrade on water at this point.
Yeah, true. He might not even need it at this point.
We'll be getting more galley, but oh well, the GG comes in, so Jabari will take that one. And I mean, it is very hard to come back at this, and he was up a lot later. He just clicked up actually, so can't argue with his there. Jabari will take the lead 3 games to 2, and really another quick one here. 23.5-minute game. Statistics aren't really going to show us much. Fireship production was fairly even, 34 for Verstoert, 33 for Jabari. I think Jabari just had a little bit easier time microing back the weak ones and repairing them. And that uptime sends Verstoert packing on this game.
Yeah, that extra HP really played a huge role. Same with the Koreans and then the archers. HP has been really valuable.
Yeah.
Early game, that is.
For sure. So, next game will be on Banano. is Verstoort's final home map. He has to win to stay alive and force this to another game here. We do have Byzantines, Berbers, and Franks available for Verstoort. We have Jabari with Turks, Poles, and Cumans. So I personally would prefer Verstoort civs, but given that we have Banana, Arena remaining on the map pool, I feel like Jabari's civs may be a little bit stronger at this point. I don't know how you feel about it, Ark.
I'm pretty sure Jabari is saving the Turks for Arena, so Banana is the map that's coming next, right?
Yep.
So I think he'll pick humans, but I think you took these civs away.
Sorry. Did not know
That's-
you were looking at my screen. Here they are for you.
Thank you. So yeah, he's probably gonna be playing humans in Banana, and I don't know what civs Yellow or Verstoort is going for.
I think Verstoort has
Arena,
to play Franks. The berry bonus
Yeah.
is just too big for this map.
Franks is really strong for this map as well. But for Arena, I think he'll go Byzantines. Although I'm not a fan of any of those civs. I would have played Teutons for Arena due to the stronger boom.
Fair enough.
But
fair enough.
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah,
I'd like to thank you, Juicy, for inviting me to co-cast. Unfortunately, that was the last game for me, as it's midnight here. So I'll leave you guys in good hands and enjoy the games.
no problem.
These
Thank
5
you.
games have been very good, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great grand final.
Yep. Thank you for joining.
So-
Do appreciate it.
No spoilers. I'll probably catch the stream tomorrow early when I get a chance.
All right. Sounds good. GG's. Salutes if you have them in chat for Ark, guys.
Oh,
Appreciate
GG's, guys. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. We're going to continue here. Thank you, Ark. Again, it's been great casting with you. Glad you could join us for this one. I'm going to finish this one on my own, guys, and I can bring someone in midway here. A little bit past midway, actually, but appreciate the offer, yo, dude. We're going to dive in, guys. We're going to dive in here to Banana game number 6. And we are in, let's fix the color for Jabari here. Jabari does, in fact, go for the Cuman civilization, and he is going to be in gray here. On the other side, we will have Verstoort with the Franks. So, Jabari has bragged about his position of Banana, and he has prepared strategy that he has yet to show us. Kados, I don't know if that comment's appropriate. But nonetheless, Jabari is up 3 games to 2 here, and Verstoort with Franks 2,044 food per berry bush here is absolutely massive, and we'll see if this works out for him. On the other side, humans, I mean, I feel like this is going to be something feudal age related with some siege potentially, which could be really interesting. But we will wait and see what happens. I'm really curious to see how this one will work. But Jabari is up 3 games to 2. So I'm pulling for Verstoort here, really hoping to see him take this to a Game 7. Even though Jabari has been bragging so much about this strategy, I kind of want to see him lose this one, not going to lie. Who doesn't want a Game 7, guys? This has been a great bracket. Those of you who have missed it, apologies, this is the final. You are spoiled. You know who makes it here. But there are some crazy sets, some great games, and if you want to watch some quality matchups on these maps in the future, we do have that on the YouTube. And then we are in the beginning stages, the first week perhaps, actually. Not perhaps, it is actually in the first week of the Open Division. So we have everyone from 1100 Elo to 2K3 players on that map as well. Looks like there was a fight. I missed it. I've been missing the monkey fights. Beautiful void terrain. We'll zoom in very, very deeply here. And we will follow the furious monkey boy. He's not moving, so that's not going to happen. But it is a beautiful map. It's been fun. Definitely like this version over the previous version. Not going to lie. But all in all, Jabari humans. We'll see what his strategy is. 8 gig. Yep, 8 gigabyte or bit. You know it. You gotta zoom in real quick to get it too. But nonetheless, here we go. Berry income will be quite substantial here. A barracks potentially coming down. Maybe not. He changed his mind. Just moving it over. That is fine. Trees also have 1,000 wood per tree. Gold tiles are 1,000 except for near the town center. Stone piles only 350, but ultimately the reason we see Franks here, cheap castles, and we also have a very nice berry bonus. The trees are still lameable, says Tech Chariot. I don't know. I've never really preferred or tried to lame trees. I do not have that answer for you. Jabari, though, might be able to answer that at some point. Be a 20 pop up, maybe? With Loom coming in here. Going for 20 up. Yes, lameable, Jabari says. So yeah, Jabari did make the map, so he would know. Feudal Age is on its way here for Jabari, but our Frank player up oh so much faster. About a whole minute faster here. Both players will be moving out. I'm gonna douche him maybe. First, or second TC douche could happen, I suppose. Even if it's not like that far forward, like it's right there or something. But Verstoert is headed out. The monkey is over here with super low HP. The Vills, only 2 of them are marching past this stage here. A barracks for both players. This is up. Forward archery range. Sorry, says damn. Thought he would be up faster. Hard to beat this forage bonus. It really is. Actually, this is a full archer's build right now. Double archery range. Ooh. Interesting. Sort changing up his strategy here. Not going to be a faster castle moving. And Jabari may be thinking the same thing, actually. He's going to bring forward an archery range. It is cheaper with the Kuman Civ, if I remember correctly. It's still like 75 wood or 75 wood difference compared to what it should be for other other players. Other civilizations. I can find the words, guys. Blacksmith on its way here. We do have the Spearman. Yeah, there will be archers for both sides here. I don't know if it's going to be a full Tatty Rush. Double range. Both. I really like the play. I really like it. Both players doing the same thing here. Looks like Verstoert, just a little bit cleaner. We'll have the archer advantage. Now we have the siege workshop. So maybe he is going to try to go for those rams. It's a massive investment though. So this has to do damage. It has to work here. And the ram could be queued at any time. Villagers are exposed. Bari is on those berries. Battering ram and fletching on its way. Verstoert already has fletching, however. I think Verstoert will probably pick off that archer. And behind this, only one archer, but the battering ram is here. So it is going to be a Feudal Age Ram play. But forcing Jabari into a very desperate looking tower, and villagers are dying here. Not many under the town center. But at the same time, the Rams are going down. Force the castle. Rams aren't going down, but the Ram is forward doing damage. Pick off there. Vills, come forward. This might actually only take out one. It might not even take out one range. Oh, I think this strat has been thwarted. I like the play from Jabari, but I don't even think... He does take out one. Now we add a stable behind this, because it's Skirmisher. I think Jabari's dead. I may be calling it early here, but I think if this stable goes up, and we have archers forward and only skirms in production here, looking very, very good here. And we had to have a tower be forced up here. Double range versus single range now, but it will be scouts on the field. Very, very interesting for both, honestly. Very heavy gold and food here for Verstoert now. And the skirms are here. Archers being microed down. Yeah, and it's looking very, very, very good for Verstoert here. Although Jabari's economy behind this is fine. But there's no military on the field. And military production is at a bare minimum for Jabari. And, I mean, Verstoert is just going crazy on these forage bushes. He's got a ton of gold. Taking forage bushes here. This workshop is going to be slowly battered about. Jabari wants to drop a market, but he doesn't really have enough to do much with the market. We do have double bid axe coming in here for Verstoert. Jabari's had that for some time. One scout here is not going to do a ton, but also very minimum investment into the scouts here. Just archer numbers. And actually, no, like Verstoert is not going to try to take that out. Economy behind this, though. What is in the bank for Verstoert is looking very good. And honestly, a forward castle is all in that position you could need. And it's so cheap here. Verstoert even out to berry bushes coming off of gold. So he's going to stop with the gold, not completely, but enough that he's going to focus more on food. Another ram is here. Market will be placed. Will not go up there. And Verstoert is just going to be in a very happy position taking all this military down. The vills are here as well, and there's nothing to contest villagers from taking that out. Even if the range goes down, it wouldn't really matter too much at this point, I don't feel like. Jabari selling wood for gold. It looks like he's getting closer as he buys some food. Ram does go down. Still good archer numbers here. No military production as Jabari is just trying to fast track his way to the next age. RIP Monkey. Castle Age is going to be there for Jabari. But Verstoert will be very quickly behind that. And I wouldn't be too surprised if he just jumps onto stone or just buys stone he needs for a forward castle at this point. Will rebuild the archery range that has gone down. And ultimately is looking to be in a very comfortable position here. There's a mod on my pikes I don't really care for, but there we go. In the void. Archers forward, scout forward. Castle Age will be just barely faster here. About 12 seconds or so. Second range is not going to be a mistake, I don't think. I really don't think so. I think that the switch to Cav is expected. I think that's why the second range will be fine. And honestly, he's picking off villagers. Picked off a few more units. Scout in the void. Jabari is moving out for more control. No stone miners, just a lot on gold. Market is there. I think we're going to see a forward castle. Somewhere over here. We'll see Jabari. See what he goes for. Guess it's just going to be one eco upgrade at the moment. And a monastery. Don't like the monastery. Really don't like them. Forward siege workshop. Crossbow and botkin arrow coming in. This is really a surprise, honestly. Big surprise here. Maybe Jabari is caught off guard by the Franks playing archers here, to be honest. One knight is out on the field as well, as there's going to be mangonels involved. And Jabari does get a solid shot off, but only gets 3 kills, and then this mangonel will probably just go down here. Monk is out. Verstoert does not get away with that. I think he should have deleted that one, to be honest. And an immediate light cav play here. We'll have his own mangonels out. Mangonel will pop here for Jabari. And Verstoert gets shot off, but ultimately isn't going to dive in here. Pikeman being added. Going into the late stages, I feel like, at this point. But I still think ranks are the favorite, without question. 2 mangoes. Jabari does not get a 1. He trades for 1 for 1. Alright, not bad. Light cav is a good decision here, I agree. This mangonel be getting close. Don't know if Jabari will be able to get it. He's not even going to dive here. Pikemen are in. But that pike upgrade is going to be difficult to deal with here. Not exactly what you want to have to deal with. But at the same time, crossbows are on the field. Siege workshop under threat. Mangonel does go down. And it is only 1 stable at the moment, you are correct. Light cav numbers will be building here. Really shocked we haven't seen a forward castle play. Oh! It did go noticed. Now this mangonel will likely survive, I guess. Jabari with the monks. Oh, and the big shots are coming in. Take out quite as many as I thought it was going to. 2 monks did go down here, though. 3 monks go down for the cost of 1 knight and 1 light cav. Another light cav will dive. And it looks like the light cav are going to dive on the mangonel. Oh, the crossbows. The crossbows. Another stable being added behind this. Honestly, I think Verstoert will actually be happy with that exchange. Another monk could go down, and it does. Yeah. Very difficult to defend in this position, to be honest. What the wee map, eh? Yes. So, Banana, thank you for joining us for this one. Game 6 in the grand final. Mangonel gonna pop out. The university behind this. Mangonel could be big. What can he get with this Mangonel? So he's gonna jump out here. Mangonel's firing in the void, and that pikeman does not get the kill. 1 for 1 at least. Light cav numbers are mounting though, and they will dive. Crossbows dive as well and go down here, but mangonels should go down. This push should be all but over. All of them died. Looks like a light cav will be donated to the cause. Crossbows are gonna go down here. Jabari holding on with mangonel monk defense. Another siege workshop on its way. Still can't believe Verstoert hasn't shifted economy here. This is a very good position. Oh, he could have sniped it. He's gonna snipe the monk. Crossbows go down in full. Mangonels go down in full. What an interesting change of events as we have skirms and crossbows pop out here. Monks just not there for Jabari. Where are the monks? He's got him forward here. Light cav dive. They will take this out most likely. Oh, the monk does. Monk goes down. Oof. Very hard to defend this. Very hard. Another stable will be added. Verstoert has a good bit of food economy behind this. Skirmisher, elite skirm upgrade coming in. A mangonel hops out here. Takes a very favorable shot. A constant crossbow is going to be fine to have the elite skirm upgrade in, but the light cav are in the field, and another monk donated to the cause. Bill going down here as well. Light cav moving forward. Light cav just going to dive in for some raids here, and this will put a stress on the economy. It is never ideal here. Foraging even coming in. Villagers going down forward. Mangonels can't do anything in this position. Light cav getting quite the economic value. 9 Vil kills here for Verstoert. 0 for Jabari. And more going down. The pikemen were microed away very nicely. Forward siege workshop makes sense. Light cav numbers are messed up here though. First Vil kill for Jabari. Light cav numbers are starting to get up there though. Vils will survive. Workshop. Not quite up yet, but I think it will go up. It does. I think Jabari is just running out of space, running out of res in this back area. It's still a lot here with all the trees and what's on the gold mines and the berries, but obviously not really what you want to have happen here. Be limited on map positioning. You guys want arena? You want Turks? Yeah, I want a game 7, so I understand that feeling. More Vils out here for Jabari. That will go down. Mangonel gonna probably go down here without much. Oh, but Verstoert being dangerous. Picks off the pikeman there. Yep, and it will go down as well. Verstoert is on his way to the Imperial Age, folks. Would have thought we'd see a Banana Imperial Age Game 6 in the final. This has been very favorable for Verstoert though. He has 20 plus AD right now. I don't think we're going to see no boom into Paladins here. But Plus are not an option for Franks either. So maybe he's going to shift into Knights and Cavalier? I mean, what does Imperial Age buy him right now? That's my question. Oh, crossbows live. Just barely missed. Maybe he gets Imp and Jabari just calls it. Maybe that's his plan. Jabari is very quickly running out of all this resources back here, though. Oh, and a castle an emergency castle position. Can't believe he even got this castle to sit here. Oh, this is going to be a doubt castle indeed, and a lot of vills are going to go down, and now the Imperial Age will be coming in soon. The GG will likely follow this. I feel like there's no reason to stay in it at this point. Imp gives him capped ram. Fair enough. I feel like battering ram would be fine though at this point, to be honest. Hanging pops out. Not going to be there. GG comes in. We have a game 7, folks, and it will be on Arena. Game 7 on Arena. Get the hypes in chat, guys. Quick look at the statistics here. It is all looking good. Both players, but forward position. The weird strategy from Franks, maybe throwing Jabari for a loop here, having his plan pretty much duplicated, actually. It'll be very interesting to see game 7. Banano hype, folks. Game number 7. On its way. We will see Poles or Turks from Jabari. Given as Turks were his first pick, I think it's a no-brainer. We will see Turks. Verstoert, Berbers versus Byzantines. Really not thinking Berbers? Most likely going to be Byzantines here. This is it, guys. A game 7. Game 7 for the bracket finale. Hitch with the 5 gifted subs, giving one to Ark even. That's very kind of you. All everyone, enjoy your free subs and be sure thank Hitch for them. Do appreciate it, sir. Thank you, thank you. We're going to game 7. We'll be on Arena. Let's go. Oh, it's a surprise. It will be Berbers versus Turks. Jumping right in, guys. Game 7. Again, thank you, Hitch, as the notifications are still going off. Salutes, hypes, Banano emotes in chat, guys. Mid bracket game 7 finals. Jabari in gray with the Turks, who he selected number 1 overall, against Verstoert in the yellow. We'll be playing with the Berbers here, and I can't believe we're at the best of 7 finale of this bracket, guys. It's been a long road to get here. Salutes to both of these players. I mean, such a long bracket, and they've gone the distance here. Game 7, Berbers versus Turks. It's Arena, so you know we have some time to talk. Turks, we could see one of two things here. I really feel like one of two things is what we're going to see. Katos in chat. I love you, Katos. But yes, Berbers. I don't even know what you see with Berbers here. Camel archers, I guess, is probably the go-to normally. But against Turks, I don't know. Is it? Maybe, maybe not. Turks, though, for Jabari, we're either going to see one of two things. Some sort of fast imp play, or we may see a forward castle and Janissaries play. Which, honestly, with the map that Verstoert has, he would only have 1 save gold if there were pressure on the front here. A lot of res on the outside, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Jabari would have a safe stone and a safe gold if he were rushed, but his berries are in the front. But going to be interesting. Game 7, I also can't believe it comes down to an arena matchup here. It's going to be ever so interesting here. 4 coming in here for Jabari. Nerves have to be high for these two during this game. Lots and lots on the line here. Obviously, Berbers Not the pick that I thought we were going to see, but I'm not much of an arena player myself, so we'll see what happens here. Jabari going to drop another house here and then go to the mill. Fast castles, I assume. Especially for Verstoert. Rename the map Thunderdome. Yeah, Pleb Chariot is upset. He's not going to get to see his Civ. We do see Stone Collection already. So Jabari is going to get on stone early. This could be a forward castle play. 100 baggers subbing with tier 1. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the subs, Hitch. Appreciate that greatly, sir. Hope you guys have enjoyed the tournament thus far. Open Division is underway now, but have to finish this beautiful bracket here. Jabari. Verstoert. Game number 7. The first time we've had a game 7. You know, we had possibility of 7 of them. 4 coming in here, so TC tricks. Verstoert drops 3 farms immediately here in the Dark Age. What kind of build he's going? I think Jabari is going to drop a castle, guys. I think he is going for castle and Janissaries. Don't see that changing at all. We are dropping a few frames, guys. I do apologize. Everything's same on my end, but we have dropped a few. Hopefully it fixes itself here. So, if we have a forward castle from Jabari, seems to be an absolute guarantee at this point. What will we see from our Berber player? Janitors? Janitor counter into GG? 100 baggers calling it out? Let's see. I would be one of the most ridiculous things that I could have possibly imagined to see. Pleb Chariot thinks that someone will boom into GG. Yeah, maybe. Possible. We shall see. Economy for both looking good. 26 pop up from Verstoert. 25 pop up from Jabari. Jabari did not get Loom. Verstoert. Nope, both players not going with the Loom on their way up. Jabari will get it immediately, though, as he will be coming forward to Castle, it seems, the next stage. So he wants to have the Feudal, or the Loom, here. Obviously, it's going to be Feudal Age, not going to be castling just yet. Wood is coming in. You're going to be short on the wood. Going to be short on wood. So Jabari short on wood here. Can only build a market, and he has to wait for the blacksmith wood to come. So this delays that time just a little bit, and that hurts. You had to drop off, and then you just got to drop off again. Blacksmith will come up here. Slightly delays him. Barracks. Oh no! Why do we have a barracks? I don't understand the barracks. I don't like the barracks. Verstoert, though, looks like he's going to have the wood economy to drop the buildings desires, which will be blacksmith and a stable. He already has the res to pick up the next stage. Might even consider getting double bid axe or horse collar before he goes up. Jabari on his way to the castle age. But here to timing, though, I think it could have been just a second or two better if he would have went up 26 pop. But nonetheless, he will be fine. Verstoert will have both eco upgrades. Will add a scout and be on his way to the castle age. Ooh, monkeys fought. Man, I keep missing the monkeys fight. Dang. Fail on my part. But monkey, not a threat. 1 HP. Scout numbers will have to be quite good and have to beat out Jabari's potential prize. They are at home right now. They are not out and about on the field. Could deny a forward castle position if he were patrolling front here. Even if the castle isn't extremely forward and is sitting here, would be quite satisfying. Jabari is going to head out. 30 seconds to spare. Scouts are in the number of 3, but there are 13 villagers headed out here. And I think this is going to be in your face. Probably right here somewhere. And Verstoert is going to have to answer this position here. 13 vills, castles in his face. And does he see it? Does not yet, he will. The scouts have arrived. Oh, the villagers path in an awkward position. One vill will go down. The rest of these vills should be able to quick wall themselves in. Maybe 2, maybe 3 vills go down in total. This castle is extremely forward. It will deny that gold and that stone. Monastery is up. I think, is that a hole? There's a hole. Doesn't matter, there's a relic. We'll get that 1 vill as well. Castle will be up. What Jabari once is here. And it will be here in a game 7. We'll begin to attack the palisade wall here. Soon, I believe he will start the Janissary production. Very, very all in here. Don't see that change. And there it is. Forward lumber camp action. This will go down. That relic actually is perfectly easy to snag. Gold income will be slightly better. And Verstoert, going to boom in 2 TCs here. Gold is relatively safe for now, but it is only... Monk is wandering around out here. Will be hard to keep alive. Janissary, 2 of them at the moment, head into the economy. Now, if Verstoert somehow holds this, Jabari's economy will be quite frankly very weak. Very all-in type of play. And 1 hill almost goes down already. A knight is on the field, though. He is going to attempt to defend this. 2 knights, actually. Stable back there. He just must have hid that knight for a while. So Jabari will add some farms in the middle of the map. Maybe add a mill here at some point. We'll chase down some scouts here. Jabari is just going to micro this back. He should be able to kill both of these with this Janissary, to be honest. Relic numbers, still only 1. But now that the Janissaries have gone back over here, they will focus that. And the scout dives. Stables and houses in the back. There are other 2 Janissaries here. Only +1 attack for Verstoert as opposed to +1 defense. This bill could potentially go down here. Only a 9 vil differential at the moment. Does in fact go down. Relic comes in. Relic number 2. Knight numbers are building. Villager number is still +9. Jabari with a lot more idle time this game. Obviously 1 TC though, and he did actually not grab those 2. Interesting, but same time I think all will be fine. Knights will try to jump on these, but can only chase so far. This monk will go down. Jabari unable to protect that one as well. 3 relics are in, however. Economy still slightly in favor of Verstoert. Knight numbers are starting to grow. If he can somehow push this back. Yeah, nerves for sure. Scout and the monkey goes down here. Jabari will likely take this scout out as well. He does. There's only one scout left on the map. Monk will likely find that. So 5 relics should be in control. Jabari will soon be clicking to Imperial Age. He's selling some wood here. And he's actually... all of his wood is coming from the front at this point. He sold some more wood. Taking out a house here so he can walk through there, I suppose. Monk gonna grab the relic. This relic on taken at the moment. Super stretched economy, but Imperial Age click is on its way in. And it looks like Jabari going to be able to take out a few houses here while he waits. Villagers are coming forward. Oh, they're just going to the other side for a more efficient lumber camp, it looks like. Relic number 4 on its way back in. Emissary numbers aren't in the greatest, but we have tables being added. We have Berber Knights in the field. Massing those knights is going to be very important here. There are... oh, this relic. Housed here for Verstoert, who's trying to do something with his position. He's losing houses. It's actually housing him right now. That hurts. Fire realizes he was holding onto the relic. Siege Workshop is here. He will need to stay on gold and wood rather heavily for some bombard cannons, but I imagine that is what we're going to see. Knight numbers up to 15. 4 monks here as well. 5th monk on its way. Healing up that weak Janissary. Houses, houses, houses. Yes, there's a large villager discrepancy, but Imperial Age will be in. Fletching even going to be coming in. Place. Bombard cannon number 1 will be affordable. We'll have the gold. We're assuming. Spend it. Bombard cannon should be queued immediately. There it is. Now, a large number of knights. I will not lie. There are 6 monks here. So we'll see if that plays effect here. Honestly, I don't think that Jabari can defend this. I think that Verstoort's actually in a fine position right now. There are 6 monks. If 6 conversions come in, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be very close. Actually trying to convert one already. 27. He needs to just garrison this. Bombard cannon is here. Pressure is on. There's nothing going on in this but villager production. And here come the knights. This will be a large fight and potentially the most important fight of the game. Monks get conversions. Not all of them, but pretty close to all of them. Actually, they all did get conversions. And the knights, the HP is there. But he can't fight under the castle. I think he needs to dive under the castle, honestly, and he can't. Was a very, very good play, honestly. I think he should have kept on it, though. I don't know. He's going to lose this town center, which isn't the biggest of deals. He has 2 more, and he has a huge villager advantage. The monks are not here. The monks are gone. Verstoort's circling. Looking to take an engagement. He's looking to cut off the escape route and the choke point. He will be able to get in here. He deletes his own walls. Like he will take out bombard cannons and some of the numbers there and retreat. Doing some fancy microing behind this. He is defending very well here. Another town center going to come up. Villager discrepancy is still massive. Bombard cannons being taken out is a huge loss. And now, gonna jump on this again. Where's the gold? Gold is an issue. It will become one in the short period of time. Villagers are going to have to pull back. Monks are on the field. Knights could come in from two directions here. This monk could go down without taking a single conversion. Trying desperately to get a surround on the Janissaries. The castle and the Janissaries are defending this quite well, though. Janissary numbers have been depleted, but ultimately unable to surpass these numbers yet. I think we need to see Verstoert get a market back up. He never built one. He needs a market. He needs to sell. Potentially get his way to more and more knights here. Jabari has to be careful. He can't go diving in this deeply. Oh, it's gonna be close. There are two monks here. There are a lot of knights here. The Janissaries are quite strong. But the Janissary numbers are dwindling every time this occurs. Janissaries are winning the fight with a much better trade, but the economy is still ahead here. And the Janissary numbers are all but gone. And now we have bombard cannons here. Verstoert holding on in great fashion. He's in trouble. He's needing to get out and advance for some gold here. But he has held up this position. Jabari has 7 villagers idle in this castle, which is quite awful for him. But more stables are here. Jabari is going to try to get back into... actually, he's going to add a barracks, actually. Not sure I like the barracks play, to be honest. Market is going to possibly come up. Monks, honestly, I think you just dive on these monks. Dive on the monks, don't just lose them to conversions. Market is going to come up. It will go up. But it may not stand for... does it go up? Thought it did. I guess he only has one vill building it. So it may not go up. Does not. That hurts. I think Verstoert desperately needs to build it somewhere and get it up now. Loading tons of stone here. Also wanting to get houses up here. That villa is likely going to be converted. Is the production going to be there? He's going to dive again. He will dive on monks. He will dive on janissaries. Taking monks down is actually going to be a really nice addition here. Bombard cannons are forced to go back. The economy behind this is just beautiful for Verstoert. He has a 30 villager advantage at this point. And a monk comes out here for Verstoert. Going to actually attempt to get this back. Will not. Monk will try to escape with his life. If Verstoert could just build a market and keep the market up, I think he could sell all of his stone. He might even be able to go up to the next stage. Castle is going to be bought and placed extremely forward here. This is what it's going to come down to. Very forward castle. 9 villagers to build it. There are only 10 cavalier, or knights actually. Nope. Nope, he will retreat. He will not build that castle. He should just build it here. Still a little bit more farther forward than I would prefer, but he will drop a stone gate. This will be a much better position. Bombard cannon will go down. Stone walls, stone gates. Coming in. Bari is definitely trying to get this up. This goes up. It could be over. Market is built. Sell res, Verstoert. Go to the next stage. He is selling. He is selling. He's sneaky. He's sneaking out to this gold. Honestly, I'm impressed. Verstoert holding on here. Imperial Age is a building away. The university is on its way in. Siege Workshop likely won't go down. This monk will likely die. Going for the conversion, actually. Somehow all those Janissaries missed. No eco for Jabari, though. Only 52 vils. He's running out of gold in his base. He will eventually have to move out here. He has some eco out here. Knights will go around. Some knights will go around. Deal with the Hussar that are incoming from Jabari. Hussar is not a bad move here. He can pressure the gold. Imperial Age is on its way. What town center is it in? This town center over here. The safest town center that he has. Knights will defend. There are a few siege workshops. I would expect we're going to see rams, potentially. Or do Berbers get bombard cannon? I don't have the answer. A dive! The siege will almost indefinitely be going down here. Verstoert is holding on. That town center will survive. Verstoert may be holding this massive push. But what will he have? Oh. The knights, they're in. Oh, he doesn't go in. He doesn't want to trap them in there. It's not a bad position. Berbers do get bombard cannon, but will he go for bombard cannon? No rams in production, so maybe he is going to go for bombard cannon. The knight production has 6 stables. 2 of them are likely to go down soon, however. Imperial Age is on its way. It's about to be here. Did he hold? Has he been able to do it? One Hussar gets in. I don't even know how this Hussar got here. I guess it ran back through. There's also a villager here that Jabari converted a long time ago. Been left on notice. The market is over here. Verstoert selling resources, getting a defensive upgrade. Would really like to see Cavalier come in here. There it is. Honestly, if Cavalier comes in, might be okay. But it's all going to come down to this one last fight. There's no gold for Verstoert anymore. He's almost chopped out here, actually, so he could actually go to that gold. Elite Janissary upgrade is now on its way in. Bombard cannons taking out stables. Where's the Cavalier research being done? Back here. I don't know how to call this one, guys. I really don't. Chemistry is on its way in, but he's not going to be able to afford many bombard cannons. That last armor upgrade comes in. He's going to go to the gold. He is going to make a play. He's going to go for a town center on the gold. If Jabari sends Hussar, he could spot this. He could stop this. This could be a huge turning point, though, if he gets this up and has all of this gold available to him. Cavalier is about to come in. Oh, and the Janissaries. They're elite now. He cannot take these too far out of position. We'll be in trouble. Chemistry is in. Do we see bombard cannons? Can't afford any. No armor on the Janissaries. That is correct. This is going to happen, though. This is going to go down. This is the time for the fight, apparently. Verstoert has decided he will take the fight now. One bombard cannon will go down. The Janissaries are surrounded. The decent fight. Cavalier numbers are still around. Camels starting to be added for Jabari. He has no eco behind the still. Only one town center. The forward position, he is going to be in a lot of trouble here, I think. I think he has held. I think it may be possible that he has held. The villagers that are forward will go down. More Janissaries exposed will go down. The Cavalier numbers are getting worse and worse, so one bombard cannon is going to be out. Cavalier numbers extremely limited. Gold access has been granted. Also, he has snuck out to this side. I do like this. He could potentially sneak around and take even more. This camel is doing some harassment damage. The bombard cannon is here. Janissaries only have, what, 8 range, so could be possible. Bombard cannons are coming in, though, and this will be a crazy micro position for Verstoert. Cavalier numbers are still so low. Bombard Cannon does pop out. It does show itself. And now Jabari is on the hunt. He will have to be careful here until he hits his own Bombard Cannons. And now Artillery instantly research as he sees what the opponent is going for. That Bombard Cannon is in extreme danger. Villager's going to go down and get destroyed on these farms. Verstoert at double the villager population. He's on gold. He has tons of villagers on gold. 23. They can't even all fit here. Can't look away from the action in the center. I do not believe Murder Holes is in. But Artillery is now. The Bombard Cannon is here. Cav numbers are growing. We are back up to 19 Cav. What does Artillery do? Artillery gives plus additional range to Bombard Cannons, Bombard Towers. Plus 2, I believe. So 12 plus 2, yes. 12 plus 2. Bombard Cannons for... Yes. Only 12 range. So 14 range to 12. The economy is in danger. 23 Cav. One Cavalier goes into the economy. It could kill a bunch of Vils. Bombard Cannons are on the move. The timing has to be great here. Cavalier is cleaned out. A monk going for a conversion will get the conversion. This is the big number, the big problem here, and I think that Verstoert is slowly having issues dealing with this problem. The Bombard Cannons are here. The Bombard Cannons are here for both parties. Oh, it's gonna be ugly. Jabari's gonna lose them. He's going to lose all of his Bombard Cannons. Verstoert holds. He has very few Cav numbers. Delete the monk, Verstoert. Bombard Cannons could get a big shot on the Janissaries. Instead, it's the Janissaries that do the damage. And Bombard Cannons will go down for this side as well. Jabari is holding on amazingly here. He has got one in the back. Is still his 1 TC economy. The economy is somewhat at risk here, but it's not great. Yes, I did, Sam. It is on the VOD's list. Whew. Such an insane match. Jabari just comfortably sitting here right now. He knows he can't be destroyed at the moment at this position. Another town center over here. If Jabari somehow takes out this mass, or if Verstoert somehow takes out this mass, it could be ugly. The Cav are gonna dive. Again, there's a ton of them here. But there's a ton of elite Janissaries as well. Monk is here. Bombard Cannon will go down. Conversion will certainly come in at this point. Pushing them away yet again. Military numbers 30 to 5 and dropping. Archery ranges are being added. 6k wood is not great. He's had issues going to the market a few times this game. He also added in light cav as an upgrade. His economy is under heavy fire and he still has double the Vils, or almost double the Vils. He will find stone, so this is going to be good for him here. He is going to switch into what I assume would be Skirmisher. Villagers expanding though. Jabari with all the relic control, with gold control for a long time here. These ranges, skirmishers are being produced. They're not elite skirm upgrade, which is on its way in. Janitors would be decent, but they're very expensive. Verstoert only has 12 on food. This has been spotted. So Jabari will be made aware of this. Ranges will go down on the front. Hussar are now in for our Berber player as well. This bombard cannon will go down. The eco is still alive. There is a Janissary in here. If he doesn't see this Janissary already has 5 economic kills. Skirmishers on the field. Skirm Hussar could be okay here. He sold all of his wood. Bari is buying food at this point. Produce something, I guess. Oh, he's going to get cav armor, actually. Bombard cannons could be taken out, potentially. This Janissary here has gotten quite the value. He's now killed 8 economic units. Thank you for the follow, Sam. Appreciate it. Finally, after so long. No worries. Alright, so Hussar will go down. This castle position would be quite ugly. Bloodlines for Jabari. Jabari is probably going to go for some sort of a Hussar spam here. This castle goes up, the economy over here will be in danger. All these production buildings that he just built are going to be in danger. Villagers are going to retreat. There's the other relic as well. Skirmishers will come over here and will take a decent exchange, as will the Hussar. Castle, though, will likely still go up. Economically, the numbers have dropped for Verstoert, and he has a ton of idols. This Janissary has killed 16 units on its own. Castle does go up. No janitors. The Hussar with defense upgrades are now starting to spam into the economy, and I think Jabari has finally broke Verstoert. I think once these raids continue to pile in and the economic damage is continually be done, all of these forward production buildings will go down. The bombard cannons are cleaning up buildings, and oh, big shots right here. Jabari is inching closer and closer to winning this game and finally taking it. The gold has been spotted up here. The elite Janissaries are here, but the skirmishers don't even scratch them. Verstoert is slowly losing ground after such an amazing defense. Jabari somehow 1TCing this economy. It's not over, but it looks like it could be over. This Janissary finally noticed is going to go down. He's killed so much economy. The Hussar raids will continue to come in. Almost all the production buildings forward will be gone. And there is nothing back here but burning farms and buildings. Verstoert's population has continued to plummet over the last few minutes. Verstoert is going to lose this game now. I don't think there's any way he comes back here. I would love to see it, but I just think he's out of steam. He did find some gold in the north that's gone unnoticed, but villagers constantly moving. They're all going to run to this corner soon. The Janissaries here have 66 kills, just the Janissaries. Jabari going to focus down the market here. Mill, seed shop, another mill. All of the forward buildings are being cleaned up. This is the only thing that has yet to go unseen. And the economy for Verstoert is now worse than the economy for Jabari. Jabari has the units he needs to finish this game. The Hussar will probably just stand here and be microed back and take this fight. Castle will help out quite a lot here as well. Bombard cannons unfortunately will go down, but Jabari has units behind this and the means to make more, sitting on 2,200 gold right now. Yeah, the Hussar will continue to spam in. The market is about to go down. Verstoert doing an excellent job in this game to hold on. Town center gets destroyed. Villagers will go down. Bombard cannon did not go down without a fight. Jabari is searching for any more economy, and I think he'll find the gold in the north. and then he'll send units to deal with that immediately. Bombard cannon, Jabari slowly creeping this one out now. Heavy camel, the last defensive upgrade coming in here. Heavy camel comes in. The Hussar will not stand a chance. This was noticed, but I don't think Jabari is all that concerned about it. Heavy camel, even just camel at this point, will do just fine. That bombard cannon is probably getting sniped, but again, it's about slowly killing off the rest of this economy. Bombard cannon does go down. Camels are here. Population for Verstoert just drops even more. Jabari did not get any armor upgrades for the Janissaries, but I don't think he even worried about that anymore at this point. Camels are in. Heavy camel rider even upgrade is in. The Hussar won't stand a chance with the camels on the map, and the bombard cannons will continually come in. How did I lose so many vills? GG, well played. Congratulations. Thank you, GG. Sorry. Takes the final here, and what the hell was this game? Bravo to Verstoert. You held on for a very long time. Made it all the way to the finals. You knocked off some big, higher-seeded names. All to come down to this Game 7. And my god, what a final. Jabari takes it. Jabari, I believe, is still here. We will bring Jabari in for an interview in a moment. But salutes, Banano, emotes, hypes, everything in chat for that one, guys. I mean, my goodness. Holy crap. What crazy game number 7. GG. Whew. Wow. We're gonna get Jabari in here for a chat if he's available. Interview him. But well played. Well played to both. It was insane. Absolutely insane. Interview Verstoert. Yeah, Verstoert's available. I would be happy to interview Verstoert as well. Would actually love to talk to both of you. Verstoert, if you are available, you just jump into the AOE2 room number 4 in the Discord. I can actually drag you into the casting booth. If you are. If not, it's okay. If you are. If not,
yeah,
okay.
I don't mean to pressure him. I actually would prefer to not do an interview, truthfully. But
if you are. If not,
yeah,
I need to mute my stream.
Actually, would prefer to. Sorry about that.
Well, you have to do an interview after that one.
Yeah, sure. All right.
No worries, Verstoert. I appreciate it, man. Maybe we can chat later about it. But thank you for being here. Thank you for all the games. It was quite the set. Throw the meme up on the screen. But Jabari, what the hell, dude? This Game 7.
Yeah, it was a good game. Like, he was pretty close to denying the castle. There was definitely one point where my army got cleaned up where I thought I had lost, basically. But, yeah, dude, it was just good games, man. They were all very good games and good casting. Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Crazy set. I mean, I honestly thought he had you there for a minute. Oof. Just not quite enough cav numbers there.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, I don't exactly know what counters what I'm going for. But yeah, very close, very intense game.
Indeed. I mean, 7 games. You guys were able to do them over 2 days. winning this bracket, moving into the open division. Actually, how you feeling? Anything you want to say?
I'm looking forward to casting with you, man.
There.
I mean, you know, I stand 0 chance, of course.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, it was a hell of a set. Congratulations. I won't keep you for long. I know you are probably looking to go to bed here, but any words for your opponent before we head off?
Well, they were very good games, man. A very fun set. He was an excellent sport. He had a lot of fun. And yeah, pleasure playing with him. And I know he's interested in your next tourney. So let's be sure to notify him of everything that's coming up.
For sure, for sure. Will do. Barry with the win. Got his own meme that he made here for it. Hope you guys...
and addressing the comments of was this planned, for a lot of these sets, there's memes for either outcome.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
The interview was not planned. I just gave Jabari like 2 minutes to get in here. So. But thank you for coming, sir. Do appreciate it.
Yep, great casting, dude. A lot of fun. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be talking here again very soon.
Indeed. Good night, sir, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
GG's, guys. What a crazy, crazy game number 7. Crazy set. It was quite good. I'm very, very pleased with this outcome. Verstoert knocked off a lot of people in this tournament. We're gonna pull up the bracket real quick because we can look at this. You guys want to see the path taken? That's the open division. My apologies. Verstoert running through Winceclaw's Tech Chariot, Tutus Asylum, and Ziserb to get here. Jabari making his way through Daisy Chain, Chris Toby, Akal, Captain Thomas, and then eventually beating out Verstoert here in this game 7. Honestly, it's been a crazy tournament. Lots of participants. I hope everyone has enjoyed. GG's to Verstoert and Jabari. An insane set here. We are going to pull up one more thing real quick before we leave. But, well played. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for hanging out. I'm not going to shout at everybody, but Hitch with the 5 gifted. Weasel recently gifted subs. Tatos gift subs. 100 Bagger subscribed. Everybody who's been here from the beginning, I appreciate it. Open Division will be coming. We have one set turned in. We wanted to finish the mid bracket before we casted anything else. But I'm going to leave you with this beloved video. Good night. Have a good one, guys.